Rebels! You're listening to Rebels Radio.
Good evening and welcome to Rebels Radio, live here from the cosy stadium St Neots. It's a little bit wet, windy and noisy, and I am back from where I have been. So we're all ready to go almost. We're waiting for the teams to come out on the pitch. Mark the Kitman's just saving a team sheet. We will tweet a photo of exactly where we are at some stage. It's as best described as in a little bit of a tunnel. I'll take you through the teams to start off with. The home team at St Neots, who will be dressed in dark blue. In goal, number 1, Paul Bastock. 2, Dave Deeney, ex-Rebel. 3, Bruce Wilson. 4, David Hutton. 5, Tom Ward. 6, Gavin Hoyt. 7, Jay Davies. 8, Matt Spring. 9, Chris Dillon. 10, Drew Roberts. 11, Lewis Hilliard. And on the bench, 12, Ben Mackey. 14, Max York. 15, Dean Cracknell. 16, Nathan Frater. And 17, Bren Ford. And I think you're right to say, Ade, there's quite a few different names on that team sheet from earlier in the season. It's had a fair amount of change within their ranks.
Yeah, a couple of names that the Rebels will be used to as well. Dave Deeney, obviously Bruce Wilson was at Cheshire last year. Matt Spring was Leicester, wasn't he? Played for Leicester?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, so and an unusual Slough. Have you been through the Slough?
No, you can go through it. Go through it all.
Shall I?
Yeah.
Well, hopefully Jake Somerville has turned up. So 1 is Jake Somerville.
Hooray!
2 is Sean Fraser. 3, Jake Parsons. 4, Guy Hollis. 5 is Lee Rumbold. 6, Ben Edwards. 7 is Jake Parsons. Captain tonight in place of McClurg, who's injured, is Adrian Sear. 9 is Scott Harris. Ed Smith is 10. And Luke Knight is 11. And just the 3 subs for the Rebels tonight. 12, James Dobson. 14, Johnny Dyer. And 15 is Oscar Betts.
So what do you make of that? Big news, obviously. It looks like Lee Rumbold is going to be playing centre-back.
Well, he does cover a lot of grass, doesn't he? So he does like that kind of thing. It'll be interesting to see how he gets on tonight, because obviously St Neots scored 6 at the weekend. Yeah,
but in an 11-goal thriller, 6-5. So all exciting. Conceded 5 against Dorchester here at home. The 2 Slough joint managers are out on the team. It's a really nice setup here. How would you describe it, Ade?
Apart from being blooming cold.
Yeah, no, the actual geographic kind of location and the facilities.
Geographic, what would you get? So
it's
posh.
near Bedford.
Since you've come back, you've
been posh. Have I changed?
You've gone posh.
I've changed.
It's actually, St Neots Ground is actually situated at the back of a housing estate, not far from the railway track. You have to cross a little bridge to go to the railway track. It's got cover at both ends, and we're...
Have you got the stopwatch?
Have I got a strap on?
Oh no, here it is. It's here. How did we get there?
Just as the team's come out, and you've got cover at both ends, and you've got a main stand that we're actually in a doorway of.
I want to be in that shed over there. Where they video.
There's a little gantry where they're filming, and oh my god, this bloke's humongous. Where's he from?
I believe that is the
grey bag.
I believe that is the centre back of Gavin Hoyt, the captain. He is absolutely massive. And actually, it's one thing looking at the teams directly in front of us that you would notice today that Slough don't have a great deal of height, do they? If you look at the team now,
that's Tom Ward.
Where's Tom Ward?
That big tall bloke.
No, I thought it was number 6, Gavin Hoyt, the captain.
Captain's standing there next to him, isn't he?
Huh?
Captain's just walking down there, so it's got to be Tom Ward. He's got number 5 on his back.
Captain's Gavin Hoyt.
Yeah, but he's the captain, number 6. I'm about number 5.
Oh, I thought you were talking about number 6. Oh, no. We've had cross purposes here.
We've got 2 giants in their defence, haven't they? So that'll be fun for us.
Of course it will. So yeah, it's wet, windy, blustery. Slough wearing their home kit today of amber and navy amber.
And it's the first day that I've worn my away kit as well.
Yeah,
trust me to get it wrong.
And as we look at it, St Neots are lining up in our left-hand half. With Slough in the right half, just going through the last few minutes warm. The rain has ceased. It's a little bit blustery, but other than that, the surface I was out on there earlier, it's quite soft. It should run well, and there's covering of both ends. A great line hat's just gone past us.
Yeah, it's cracking, isn't it?
Top marks for that line hat, I would say.
That is a brilliant hat.
Can I borrow that? You might need that.
I might need it.
Could he need that? Could he borrow that hat, please?
I'm not listening.
You've missed me, haven't you?
Not really.
Are we not going to tangle here? I don't want us to tangle.
No, it's no Strictly Come Dancing here. Going to have to hold your ears, haven't you?
The referee is out on the pitch, obviously. Lee Forrester, ably assisted by Stuart Pacer, Robert Trinder. Welcome along if this is your first time listening. Please contact us at MyFC Rebels Radio or through the MyFC forum. We're here all night. Trent running across the pitch as substitute goalkeeper in his bright print socks.
I should apologise to people because I think I just called it Rebels Radio for the 2 games you was away, which is much why no one contacted us.
Well, it might have been because they also don't like you.
Yeah.
I didn't want to say that.
I don't care.
So, yeah, we're all about ready to go. The two skippers, there are a slight height difference here, not the normal skipper for Slough. Obviously, Jamie McClurg's still injured from the weekend when I think he had a combination of shoulder, wrist, knee, and I think he had a scan on his knee more recently, either today or yesterday. They're swapping ends. I don't know whether that's a tactical move. So, Slough will be shooting from left to right in this first half. Hopefully, they'll turn off the annoying music at some stage. And we'll be ready to go. But welcome along wherever you are. This Southern Premier League game that we're waiting to see who comes out on top of. 3 vital points. Slough have been on a kind of a poor run. Jake Somerville, dressed all in orange today, was at fault potentially for one of the goals on Saturday, I'd say. Yeah.
Which one?
The second, when he came flying out and missed the ball.
That's a bit harsh, isn't it?
It's not harsh. Are you friends with his dad?
No.
Yeah,
I know you are.
I'm friends with everybody. So in a minute I will try and take a photo and tweet our position as we are, as the Lathies just go past. Good afternoon, and plenty of Rebels fans just making their way through. They've obviously gambled and going the wrong way. Are you all right there? You got enough cable?
No, I keep treading on it. Don't worry about it. It's
okay,
fine.
as long as you don't hurt yourself,
cool.
we'll be good. Everyone's going past looking rather cold. There's some warm drinks going. Is there any of those warm drinks coming anywhere? We need to understand if any of those warm drinks. And we are underway. And immediately, St Neots play the ball back into the right back position where Deeney chips the ball up the line. He just clips it up forward, and it's immediately the new centre back pairing's tested. But Slough managed to hook it away over to the halfway line. And there's people stood directly in front of Paul Littlade. He can't see very much.
So I just make it up as I go along with the last two games.
But St Neots immediately on the attack point. Slough Hilliard's with the ball, edge of the box, but a good sliding tackle. A curled effort just to the right hand side of the upright. And we're just waiting for a number of the fans to get past, I think, Ade. That's what we're all about.
Yeah.
But at the moment, it would be better if these people in front of us moved somewhat.
They're going
there we go. Everyone out the way. They're carrying beer as well. That's just tormenting us.
They used to have a little hut in the corner that sold beer during the games, but obviously we shouldn't have that.
So Slough playing a 4-4-2 formation today with Fraser right back. Hollis right of the centre two backs, Rumbold in there with him, looking slightly dishevelled as ever, and then left back the captain Ryan Parsons, and then on midfield you've got on the right hand side it looks like Jake Parsons, centre pairing of Ben Edwards and Adrian Sear, a lot of experience in there, and then left midfield is Luke Knight. And Slough once again under pressure. Rumbold comes through the back well, wins it, but only gets it to Jay Davis in the middle of the park, but robbed by Ben Edwards, who's first starting quite a while here, and he does well, picks up the ball. Slough keeping it on the deck. They've got the wind with them in this first half, haven't they, Ade?
Yeah, they have, and it is very, very blustery. Jake Parsons on the ball at the moment.
He's flicked a great ball through to Scott Harris, who's down in the right hand channel. He's passed it back towards the edge of the box, but doesn't get enough on it, and it's going to be cleared out.
He's cleared that a bit weirdly.
He's sliced that out somewhat, but it's out in the far right hand corner for an attacking throw into Slough.
Yeah, a lot of people seem to believe that Jake Parsons was man of the match on Saturday. I had a little chat with him in the bar afterwards, and he said it's great people think of man of the match, but we didn't get 3 points, and that's the mentality the players have got. They don't care about personal glory. It's all about the 3 points for the Rebels.
No, so Slough having an attacking throw. Hollis is taking it. Adrian's fiddling with his wires. Hollis so in the right hand end with a little bit of throw. There's not a lot of height in the Slough attack, but it's fired in towards the near post. Underneath it by Ben. Dropped at the initial stop by Bastock. There's a little bit of a chance there. His first touch of the ball. It'd be interesting to see how he clears down from that right hand end.
Isn't this goalkeeper about 45 or something?
He looks similar to you, Ade, is the best way I'd describe him.
Old and decrepit.
Young and attractive.
Old and decrepit.
Right, anyway, on we go as the ball's back underway, and Slough seeming to have started quite brightly. Played a good ball through. And the locals certainly think that he wasn't in the best onside position there.
Gives him a friendly little push in the back as Bastock sees the ball out there, but you might hear some industrial language because some of the fans didn't agree with the linesman's decision of onside there.
But you've got. I like your little jaunty lean that you've got going on. And yes, he was. And linesman's engaging. The rather chunky. The rather chunky linesman having a bit of banter with some of the home directors.
You want to be careful because I think the linesman will go and eat him.
Well, let's not go into that, shall we? Back on the pitch, it's in the left back position with Parsons, and got a little bit of time just inside his own half. Clips the ball down the line, and he's left the way through. And Scott Harris is going to try and keep it in, but
it's just the wind, isn't it? The wind's just helped take the ball off. But encouraging.
Can we raise a fund to get Ade a hat? He's moaning like an absolute.
I've got a hat.
Girl.
It's in the car back in Slough.
But we need to. All my MyFC and any other listeners around the world. Let's have a donate thing. See how much we can get for poor Ade and his hat.
I think it'd be easy if you could donate some hair.
Donate some hair, yeah. No, because otherwise you get some stalking weird people sending through some hair, which we don't want, do we, Ade?
I don't know. eBay's brilliant this time of year, isn't it?
Free header for Fraser doing the right back position. Oh, to Parsons. Parsons wearing a 7 unusually. Normally 90 likes to wear that. He's gone inside, tries to play the ball midway inside the St Neots half on the right side, but lost by Parsons, and Parsons now has to work back hard.
Hutton with the ball.
Hutton in the centre of midfield plays a short pass across to Davies. Davies just stands up on the ball, plays a ball out left. It's a great ball. It finds Drew Roberts, new signing, out on the left wing, left foot cross into the box, but it's repelled at the first thing. He's on the edge of the box, and Rummy's driving out in his normal midfield way to halfway, but he misplaces his pass, and Harris is up there battling against the defender. Gets a little bit of shove. Soft free kick awarded to Slough there, wouldn't you say, eh?
Yeah, I think Drew Roberts and Christian came at the beginning of the season, didn't they? From
did, sorry. I think he
Dunstable, wasn't it?
Yeah, they had a good number of goals between them at the end of last season.
Yeah.
Something in the order, was it 58 or something like that?
I was just looking at David Hutton, the number 4, who's the left-sided midfielder. He's about 4'4", and the two centre-backs for St Neots are about 8'6".
What, an actual 8'6"?
Well, almost.
As the long clearance there for the free kick from Somerville goes all the way through and out right at the other end. But it's nice to see both ends covered here, and there's a good number of fans, I'd say, down behind Jake's goal to our left-hand side, splattering across that covered end.
Splattering of Slough fans. I count about 25 there, I reckon.
Yeah, I'm not sure why they're over that side. They're over the right-hand side as we look at the goal more than the left-hand side. Perhaps it's warmer. Perhaps I've read that. But a poor kick. But I think that might have been down to the window. Now Jake Parsons has an opportunity to work well with Scott Harris. Scott Harris midway inside at the St Neots half, but he can't win the ball well enough, and it's into the left-back position for Wilson to clear. Wilson, long driven ball up the line, and it's rumbled underneath it, and Hollis, and it's well won there by St Neots. They're keeping well, and Roberts has done well. Keeps the ball, simple passing. You may just get an odd whiff of the wind in the microphones. Apologies for that, but St Neots just happy to play the ball around the midfield, and a long ball driven out right and headed up and not really away there by Parsons, but Slough obviously electing to want to play with the wind this first half because I think it might be important.
Yeah, I think the wind's going to be very important in this game. We've said it's blustery, but every time Slough kicking the ball forward, that wind is just taking it so far onwards.
Yeah, and St Neots just pressing down in the far left-hand corner, but Slough managed to clear their lines off a St Neots player, and it'll be a defensive throw in that far corner, which I think it will be Parsons to take, as it's certainly a brisk winter evening. Thankfully it's dry at the moment, but the wind is certainly a strong left to right direction in which Slough are playing. Long throw there by Hollis, and it certainly caught the wind. That was the longest I've seen, and bounced up over Ed Smith at the front, and he's putting the defenders under pressure, and some appeals there from the two dugouts on the far side, but Slough just trying to get a foothold in this game. We've played about 6.5 minutes here, and
you can tell that because it's on the scoreboard, so we don't need your stopwatch today, do we?
Oh, I like my stopwatch, and I thought that number 5 said T. That's something else then when it first came across.
Oh, dear. What, have you been on a drink from Munich?
The Glühwein is awesome. That's all I got to say.
Good header by Roberts, and a first time shot there by Dylan, but well covered by Jake Somerville, who's wearing short sleeves.
Yeah, but he's got a top underneath it.
Has he? All right. Yeah. And that is a humongous kick out to Luke Knight, but
well defended by Daldini. In that
Daldini,
He did leave somewhat of a taste in the mouth of Slough, didn't he? When he,
I believe he leaves a taste everywhere he goes.
I'm just trying to sort out my wires.
That's right. I'll talk about it. There's nothing going on.
I'm going to go and have a look at the.
Hollis is just going to take a throw in on the far hand side. He's about 25 yards outside of the goal. Aims for Scotty Harris. Ben Edwards first to the ball. Out to Adrian Sear. Lovely little pull, but well spotted by St Neots, and it's come off Ryan Parsons, so it'll be a throw back to St Neots. You just playing with your knobs?
Yeah, I am. Apparently it's fuzzy, so Ade's mic is in my ear. I've sent a text to John to tell him. Could you tell us how it's fuzzy? Apparently it's you're fuzzy, my dear.
I'm fuzzy.
Perhaps let's try hold it a bit more like that, and let's just see, rather than wiping it on your lovely little goatee, and we'll see how that goes on. Anyway, carry on talking.
Okay, there's nothing on goes. Throw into St Neots just alongside their dugout. One by Ryan Parsons, then by Hilliard, and then Adrian Sear against one of his old clubs. Rumbold heads it out. It's just back and forwards at the moment. Luke Light loses the ball, but Ben Edwards in with the tackle. And then Hilliard gets clipped by Sear, but and the referee's brought it back for a foul, but St Neots had the ball. The ball's with Jay Davies, and the referee's brought it back for a free kick for the St Neots, and St Neots take it quickly to Hilliard on the right hand side, plays it through, but nobody there.
As Mark the Kitman just shows us his underarm hair. It's
I thought he was flashing.
I'm not sure exactly what he was up to there, but not the best delivery there from St Neots, was it?
No. I tell you what, we're so close. I could actually ask the linesman his opinion of the game.
Well, perhaps we might get that in the second half. As short throw in, and St Neots drive the ball across field, and it's ducked under there by Fraser, who's let the ball go well, but it's not going to find its way all the way out.
Hutton with the ball.
And it's Hutton on the far left-hand side, going to cut inside on his right foot, drive the ball in towards the near post, headed over by, I think it was Roberts coming in at the near post.
Yeah, it's good. Hutton's a new signing, isn't he? From, was it Chesham? I think they got him from.
I thought, wasn't it Dunstable last week, middle of last week? Didn't he come from
somewhere,
Dunstable?
wasn't it?
I thought it was Dunstable.
Yeah.
Off the top of my head. So
it's difficult because when you're at work all day, you can't get time to do the.
Yeah, when I've actually had to do some work, so I'm a bit sorry. If anyone's listening from any company that I might work at, obviously I always do lots of work. But yeah, we're just turning you down a little bit, Ade. Okay. Apparently you're too overexcited, a little bit maybe fuzzy, so we're just trying...
overexcited?
I don't know whether overexcited is the right word, but we'll see how we get on with some more of that.
Balls with Matt Spring, deep inside his own half, quickly cleared up by Dino. And St Neots do well to win a throw, just inside the Slough half. It's going to be Dini to throw it on. I wonder if he's on like 50p throw-in or something like that. Gets the ball back, well run by Luke Knight. Sorry, chase for Ed Smith. But first to the ball is goalkeeper Bastock. It's a long high ball, but it's only travelled about 30 yards. Luke Knight first to the ball, plays it forward, but well cut out by Tom Ward. Played forward, Ryan Parsons with the header. Good play by Adrian Sear. Out to Ben Edwards. Flicks it through, but again Ward is the first person to it, and he's hit that up, and the wind is so strong it's actually blowing it back the direction against it where she kicked. So the ball's with Spring, plays it out to the left back Wilson. Oh, and he makes a mistake. It's Jay Davies was the mistake there, but Ben Edwards couldn't catch it. What's doing?
Oh, I'm pressing button.
You're crackling.
Hang on, I'm going to take you out and put you back in again.
Alright.
Oh my gaze, okay. Well, we'll try and see if that makes any difference, if that's any better. Hopefully you'll be able to tell us soon. You carry on talking though.
You put it back in, alright, okay. Ball's cleared, it's up to Ed Smith. Heads it off to Scott Harris, but well tackled by Spring. And again, Tom Ford is the first to the ball, but the wind keeps it in. High ball up, won by Hutton. And miscontrol by Jake Parsons. The ball run out for a throw-in. I'm crackling. I'm not like pork crackling, but I'm crackling. And
okay, well we're making lots of adjustments.
The left back Bruce Wilson taking his time with the throw.
Hopefully at some point
throws it to Bastock. Smith tries to chase it down. Good clearance by Bastock, but well won by Hollis. Sear with the ball in midfield. Out to Fraser. Fraser into Scott Harris. Back to Fraser here on the right. Chips the ball in. And the Winds again just taken that one a little bit too far, but both Scott Harris and Ed Smith appreciate the ball there that Fraser just put in, just tried to dink it over the top. But the Wind did half catch that one, and it's going to affect the game for the 90 minutes that goes. As Bastock kicks it, and as soon as it goes literally anything above like 20 feet in the air, it's just blowing backwards. Ball's cleared by Ford. Well run by Roberts. Hollis with the ball, chased by Dillon. Plays a long ball forwards, and that's over the top. Ed Smith trying to give that a chase. Tom Ford over to defend, and again the Wind keeps it in. Well won by Adrian Sear. But a good tackle there, and the ball's played forward, and it's a foot chase.
Somerville had to be very quick on his line, sliced it up in there. It's got really caught there by the wind, and it's gone a long, long way again. Game yet to settle. The conditions are very difficult for both teams, aren't they, Ade?
Yeah, and Ben Edwards as well.
Two strong tackles there, and the ball's ricocheted out to Jake Parsons, who chips the ball through, and it's going to be Ed Smith.
It's a good ball, it's going to hold up. Nope.
Well done and judged there by keeper Bastock as the rain just starts to come down a little bit heavier. Ade, how's your head feeling?
It's great, don't worry about it.
It's
my hand that's cold.
Oh, would you like one glove?
Nah.
We could work this out though. You could have right glove and I could have left glove. Here you go.
Hutton with the
There's
ball on
right
the far hand
glove.
side.
And I'll have left glove. We'll look like Michael Jackson twins.
And Hollis is bringing the ball out. Kicks it straight at Ben Edwards, and the ball falls to Hutton, who's switched sides. He's playing on the right.
As the Rangers starts to sweep through here at the Cosy at St Neots. St Neots midway inside the Slough half on the far right side. It's balls out with Deeney, right wing position, up against Knight. Chips the ball forward and committed there by Slough. And Slough
That's a bad foul. And the referee has given nothing.
And the referee...
has he given...
I don't know whether he's given a free kick or whether he said that's simulation. It's difficult to tell here.
He doesn't. I don't think he actually knows what he's doing. He's going to his linesman.
And I think he's saying it's a free kick.
And his linesman is...
having a word with Rummy, I think, is that over there on the far side?
I think it was Hollis with the challenge, actually, but...
Well, Rummy's certainly doing some arguing over there.
But has he given a free kick? He has actually given a free kick to St Neots.
Yeah. Edge of the box. It did look initially like he signalled for a goal kick.
Yeah, he did. He pointed out for a goal kick easily.
Yeah, so again, there's some feedback about your microphone. Let's just leave it slightly away.
Okay.
Apparently they don't like the smell of your breath. We did have sausage and burger, but this is a dangerous free kick for...
I'm surprised they want to listen to me after the last two games.
I've heard he was amazing. Everyone should pat him on the back. As the Rangers comes in, plenty of St Neots fans behind that goal. This is the first dangerous set piece for Slough to evade. It's chipped in, it's flicked on and flicked over towards the back post. Well won there by Gavin Hoyt, and it's still up there. Somerville rises well. Looks to quickly get the game going and drives a massive ball forward. He's almost going to score with that. It's almost flicked.
I'll tell you what, he might want to have a go at that later on in this half.
I think he might do as well. So
ball's rolled out to Wilson, and then it's Davies in the ball.
Yeah, middle of midfield. Just passes out left back to Wilson again. Wilson along the floor, nicely into Hutton's feet. Hutton back to Wilson. St Neots keen to play it around. The surface is quite good.
They've switched the two wingers. Hilliard's just going back over to the right.
Yeah. And it's all the way back at the moment with Bastock, who clips the ball up into the air and it just holds up completely. The first to react is Drew Roberts, though.
And Spring
his favourite
ball.
man bun that you like. He's got to be ex-star.
Oh, great, isn't it?
Ex-Biggleswade with that, hasn't he? As Drew Roberts tries to play a ball into the middle of midfield. Davies, quick turn. Hilliard now towards the edge of the box. Still got the ball, pulls the trigger, blocked there by Hollis. And the ball's back on halfway, but Slough being slightly penned in here now. The ball's out with Deeney on the far right-hand side.
Yeah, the grey-haired Matty Spring is starting to dictate the game a little bit in that centre midfield.
Yeah, Hilliard again, once again on the ball, far right side, driving towards the byline, tries to cross it in, deflected.
Good hands,
Parsons,
Jake Somerville.
Good into, Somerville, who's in.
Shoot, Jake, shoot!
He should. I think we should. You haven't commented on the electric scoreboard yet, have we?
Yeah, I said that. It said your stopwatch, didn't I?
Okay.
He doesn't listen, does he?
No, I don't.
It's like being a married couple, isn't it? Oh, lovely mistouch.
As the ball goes all the way through to Harris, flicks out to Jake Parsons on the right. Now Fraser, 10 yards inside the half, passes it inside to Sears. Sear down the line to Parsons, but a good strong tackle coming in from Hoyt. Hoyt plays it down the line to Hutton. St Neots doing well on the break. They seem very adept.
Slough are holding the ball a lot better than they have done the last two games. It's not just aimless punt forwards for them.
But it's fallen to Dillon on the far side, up against Parsons. The ball just held up, and Dillon now on the far side tries to play in Hilliard. Hilliard crosses the ball low, but an outstretched boot from
Guy Hollis with the yeah. Jake picks it up.
Yeah, Hollis is on the nearer side. Rumbold and Hollis look very similar, aren't they? Apart from the beard.
To be honest, I don't think Rumbold's actually looking like he's playing as a centre back.
He is. Well, he is playing in that position, but whether or not he's
not marking any of the centre backs.
No, but he certainly is playing in that position. I think he's just an unconventional centre-back. As we see Gary House down to the right-hand end with the wind in his face. He probably likes that wind in his hair. Earlier I saw him eating a sausage.
Pardon?
I'm sure he enjoyed. And he's...
Won by Fraser.
And the ball's out on the right-hand side. The conditions are certainly having a bit of an impact on this game. We've played 17 and a half minutes. It remains goalless here at the Cosy. No real clear chances for either side as yet. There was a bit of a scramble in the box down there, and a
huge throw there, and flicked on by Scott Harris.
And now it's
Ed Smith through.
Ed Smith's going in towards goal. He's shot, but it's in Bastock's legs, and it will ricochet out. First sight of goal for Ed Smith, though, and he seemed to rush that chance because it went over the head of Ward, and Ed Smith was in there, and he snapped at his right-footed shot, drilled it low towards the near post.
Yeah, I think Scott Harris wasn't really at the back there, and he wasn't involved in the box as that ball came in, so Smith did the right thing to have a go, but good block by Bastock.
Is your hand warmer now, darling?
No.
Yes, it is. You're a liar. Look what
it's frozen. My hand's going to fall off.
What do we look like though here?
I don't know.
I'm not quite sure that this is the best option we have. As the long throw comes in from Hollis towards the near post.
Ben
It's
Edwards,
flicked in the
flick on.
box by Ben Edwards. It's battling around in there. St Neots managed to drive it away. It's going to be a repeat of the first effort, though, slightly further out, just outside the edge of the 18-yard box. Hollis, number 4, big
Yeah,
broad
it's going to
shoulders.
take a long one again.
Looks to fire it in, and Ben Edwards is obviously a target out there. He's risen twice already quite well. St Neots leaving 2 up, and Hollis fires that in towards the near post. It's bouncing around edge of the box. Slough fans behind that goal are appealing for something. He's breaking in the box to Harris. Harris takes a snapshot.
Good
Great
save!
save! Ricky,
And the rebound's in!
it's the lead!
Ed Smith.
And it's Ed Smith on the far side in the
17
19th
minutes. Scoreboard says 17.
I think it might be broken. 19th minute. Ed Smith goal after Scott Harris found some space in the box, and rather, I would say, a little bit against the run of play. Slough have taken a lead.
I think Slough played a lot better than they have done the last two. What?
Are we right now?
I was writing down the goals.
It's not 17 minutes.
No, they've said it's 17 minutes, so we won't deny it. We haven't worried about golden goal, do we? Yeah, okay. He's getting his stopwatch out now. Oh, dear. But Ed Smith scores again, and obviously the last time that Slough came here to St Neots was in the season that St Neots won the league, but Slough came here and won 1-0. So what we've got to do now?
Was it a Danny Bennell goal on that day?
No, I think it was Sean Sonner.
Oh, was it? Okay.
I can't remember.
It was 2011, 2012,
2011, 2012, yeah.
So again, let's hope Slough can keep a clean sheet for a little while. As Harris heads that down well, but it's just past it, and now it's once again St Neots trying to break quickly, but there should be time for Hollis to take a touch, but he instead slashes that ball long, and it's up in the direction. But
And he's jumped up with an arm there as the captain Hoyt. Is he related to the Hoyt that used to play for Arsenal? Sear brings the ball out.
he's played the ball through to Ed Smith, the goal scorer. Ed Smith takes a nice touch, flicks it out left, and it looks like it's
Luke
on that
Knight.
far side. Luke Knight, first involvement in the game. Comes inside on his right foot, plays it to Sear. Sear to outright to Fraser. Fraser's got to do well to control it. He's under pressure now.
Lovely
Plays the ball
ball.
into the feet of Scott Harris on the edge of the box. Scott
Feeds
Harris
Jake
battling
Parsons,
against
that's
him,
it, good
feeds
boy.
Jake Parsons takes a touch. He's clipped it to Fraser. Fraser, edge of the box. Slough playing much better since the goal. Back to Parsons. Parsons, right hand edge of the box, plays it into the feet of Ed Smith. Bit overcomplicated there. Ed don't dive in, and he doesn't. And Hilliard brings the ball away on the counter attack for St.
Yeah, but
They've got
it's
players
much
forward.
better play. Slough actually keeping the ball and passing it around, something they haven't done for the last two home games.
And Hollis, no nonsense, left foot drive all the way forward, hits Ward, ricochets into the middle of midfield, and I think it's Jay Davis again, picks the ball out, passes it out left to Wilson. Wilson, 5-10 yards inside the half. The rain's coming down, I'm retreating. You stay out there.
That's fine, I don't worry about the rain.
No,
It's only water. Spring plays the ball in, well blocked by Lee Rumbold.
it's coming in our direction. Go and get it, Ade. Go and get it. Someone's going to go and get it.
No, don't waste some time. Don't throw it back.
As a that is
Sweet,
shocking.
good bit of time wasting there by Paul Lillywhite.
The Lily Whites there.
He's a rebel through and through. Well done. Cheers.
As we're waiting for Wilson just to take the throw. Wilson throws it into Hilliard's feet, chests it down, but immediately two Slough players trying to mug
Oh,
it.
Ben Edwards done really well there.
Very well. Clipped forward by Luke Knight, miscontrolled, and heavy touch there from Hoyt. Ward's going to have to run across to this near side and cover, keeps the ball in, flicks it back. The keeper doesn't really like it there, but he's managed to do it well, and Ward comes out of it well. He gets the return off the goalkeeper.
Yeah, Slough pressured in with Harris and Jake Parsons trying to. Balls with Spring, the grey-haired Spring.
The Springer Spaniel in the middle of midfield. He's quite a slight figure, isn't he, there, as St Neots play again a long ball forward. Hollis underneath it, flicks off, helped along its way by Parsons, but it's now going to be one in midfield by the Springer.
Scott Harris as well.
Scott Harris battling hard and battling strong. Two strong tackles, and the referee penalises Scott Harris, and St Neots quick to get the game underway again with Matt Spring stood over it. Sending forward the big guns, sending forward Ward and Hoyt into the box.
Yeah, and they literally are about 6'4", 6'5", and obviously Slough with a depleted height in the team with no Reece York. They played it quickly to Wilson. Wilson on the left-hand side looks to put it in. Plays it in. It's aimed at Hoyt, and Jake Somerville comes out to claim that one safely into his hands. Have a shot, Jake. Come on.
He should have a shot. That would be.
Bastop, the St Neots goalkeeper, is about 10 yards outside of his box every time St Neots have a ball in attack.
And you're just.
Oh, look at this! That's in. Go on.
Smith, take a touch. Attack it. It's bouncing out of the crossbar. This is almost like kiddies football at some stage, isn't it? It's.
I tell you what, you wouldn't bet on Jake scoring in this first half.
No, you could certainly have a go, particularly if he took one quickly and did a low driving one. You could think it would kick on as well, so he'd have a go. As there seemed to be a bit of an elbow in there, it looks like...
Yeah, Hilliard on Sear it is, and Sear's still down.
But at the moment, Hutton driving towards the edge of the box. He's cut inside on the right-hand side. Slough's box, danger here. Out to the left back.
Come on, Lionel, that's head injury, mate.
Wilson passed it to the edge of the box to Spring. Spring takes a shot.
Come on, Lionel, no head injury, come on.
And I think it is a head injury, but we're just, as yet, no attention played. If you're joining us late, we've played 24 minutes here at the Cosy Stadium. We have... Slough have been under the crush a little bit. They're very much wind assisted in the first half, but they've snuck a goal.
Yeah, but I think they haven't really had a dangerous shot on target of St Neots, have they?
No.
But Ed Smith has
some treatment, and Ed Smith, it was a bit of kind of scribble scramble on the edge of the box. It broke for Scott Harris, whose shot was well saved, diving to his right side by Bassott. But Ed Smith was there to poke the ball home from about 7
Adrian Sear's fine.
Adrian Sear's back
and
up on his feet.
Bastock, he's shouting a lot, isn't he?
And there's a drum in this. It's heading out towards us. It's caught the wind. It's over everybody, but it's almost a bit like.
No, he's pulling his arm.
Calm down there.
Sorry, but Scott Harris is going for the ball, and Wilson's just pulling his arm away.
But that's all right. It's like rugby. We can play down that area as Hilliard's just moving around in the middle of the field along with some of the other St Neots players looking for the ball. It's held up in the air and it's hit his toes when he was trying to play it across, and now Jake Parsons plays a little few touches and under.
Good tackle, Searsy.
Sears getting in there strong, and it's clipped up the line by Wilson. St Neots just struggling to get away. The conditions really playing havoc, but it's out in the middle of midfield now, and it's
Davies with the ball.
And Davies plays it into Hilliard's feet, centre of the pitch, driving towards the edge of the box. Quick interplay here, and a snapshot there by Drew Roberts, edge of the box, but safely.
I don't know if the people at home could pick up on that, but as Sean Fraser went in to tackle, you could hear one of the St Neots players telling their player to go down. Not exactly in the spirit of football.
As a long kick again there by but it's playing for corner. Is it in? It's
a throw in right in the far corner, right by the corner flag for St Neots.
So it will be a defensive effort here. They're going to try and put a bit of pressure on and put a little bit of pressure under there as.
I'm getting tangled again.
On the right side, you can't sit on it, and it's met well by Parsons, headed towards the edge of the box, and it's battling in there. St Neots trying to hook the ball away. It's with Drew Roberts, who passes it to Hilliard. He's got plenty of pace to run. And
good tackle, ref.
Ben Edwards does good tackle, and then a strong second tackle there by Luke Knight. And the ball's plenty of strong tackles coming in there. And Sears did get fouled.
Slough with a free kick
because Spring, the two number 8s collided there, and Spring just caught Sears as he went to win past.
And Ben Edwards defying his age there with a cracking tackle against the very fast. Hilliard, who's come into the middle.
The result is that Slough have a free kick just inside their own half, middle of the pitch, and they're quite happy with their 1-0 lead at the moment. So we're waiting.
Yeah, it looks like Ryan Parsons is going to take this. It's just literally on the centre spot almost. Slough just organise themselves with Hollis and Rumbold staying back. Plays it out to Jake Parsons. Well run by Wilson, but the ball's found Harris. Falls to Adrian Sear, and he has a go, but. Unfortunately, that's the only thing that's in danger of hitting is the roof of the stand, and it remains St Neots 0, Slough Town 1.
Yeah, so quite an interesting half. It's been quite even. The Rangers starting to drive down in Slough's favour. I think you do feel that almost a bit like the Kettering final, this game could be a game driven by the winners, so you do feel that Slough need to perhaps even push a little bit more to try
maybe take a 2-goal
try and take a 2-goal advantage into half time as St Neots fans just start to make their first noises. Fraser plays the ball out on the deck well from the kick to Parsons. Nice little turn inside by Parsons. He's driving into the middle of the pitch in a little bit of traffic, pays it out to Fraser. Not the best ball, but now with back with
better play by Slough, and that's what they've got to do when there's no option on. Don't panic,
and chips the ball forward, and again this has got plenty of time to run, and it's going to scoot on. It's going to go all the way through for a goal kick, and as there's some just shouting about allowing for the wind, but I think he probably does know there's enough wind out there, as the flag in front of us is almost horizontal, isn't it?
Well, I mean, my flag's blown over the other side of the thing. It's the wrong way round.
We wait Paul Bascott, the bald-headed goalkeeper, to our right-hand side, dressed in shorts and some leggings under there as well, bright green kit, about to clear the ball, and he's given it a good old thump, but it's still getting held up and just only makes it over the halfway line, and then Fraser wins it well. It comes off his arm. The
referee's telling him, good lad, good lad.
As the ball's bouncing around in the back, and Ed Smith just leans on him, but good defending there by Captain Hoyt, who heads it back to his keeper.
He gives Ed Smith a bit of a glance there for a shoulder, and this time Bastock seems to defy the wind and
clear it well, and Rumbold deals with it, but it's out on the near side, and Hutton's going to look to take a quick throw, but he's going to leave it for Bruce Wilson to take. As the rain kind of drills into our faces as we stare away to the floodlights to our left, a train just zooms past of the nearby stations. We're here in deep, wet, dark Bedfordshire, I would say it is. As
rugby tackle by Adrian Sear, he gets him over that.
But then poor use of the ball again, and this is what Slough need to avoid. We've played nearly half an hour here. Slough lead by an Ed Smith goal in I would say the 19th minute, but apart from that, they haven't really threatened, but they just need to use the ball.
Lee Rumbold.
Lee Rumbold controls the ball well, and then driven forward by Hollis, chipped up in the air, and they're almost saying to them, play down in that area, and they're putting the physical battle to them all the way back to Hoyt, and Hoyt hooks it up the line. It's going to be met by Sear in the middle of midfield, and he heads it through, and Harris is
onto it.
Harris is sharp, looking sharp today, but just taken off him there by Matt Spring, who's played the ball out right. John Underwood flicks it up into his hand on the far side, and Slough will have an attacking throw just inside the half, and Hollis is going across to have a look at it. I think he'll ask Parsons to leave.
I think that Slough maybe they've had a lot of attacks down his right hand side. I think that's mainly due to the fact the wind's bringing it that way, but it'd be nice to see Luke Knight get into the game on this left hand side.
Yeah, he has come in a couple of times, and also as we just saw there, that throw went long down the line, and it bounced over the first Slough player, and then
he's up against Dave Deeney, who's he's normally a centre midfielder, has played centre back obviously when he played for Kettering last year when we beat them 5-1. And but he's playing right back tonight.
Yeah, and he did also play right back on Saturday when they won 6-5.
You wonder maybe if I know that Dobson got sent off on Saturday for 2 stupid yellow cards. You maybe wonder if Dobson would have been a better choice.
Yeah, well, I think perhaps the managers have also... There's also all sorts going on in there, and somehow he's given the free kick to Slough. I'm not sure how, because there seemed to be a high foot from Slough. There seemed to be a combination of Sear and Edwards both going for the ball, and I don't know how he's made that decision.
I think he was watching the Man City Everton game. It's one of those kind of kicks in the head that he didn't see.
Liverpool 0, Basel 1, if you like that sort of poncy football. We should tell Gary House that at half time. He'll like that.
Does he support Basel?
Yeah, he does. He's a very big Basel fan. As the St Neots fans are just encouraging us, the Slough players, to get on with it. Arsenal are 3-0 up. Apparently,
that'll finish 3-all then, won't it?
As the ball's through, and
that's a back pass.
It's a great effort there from Gavin Hoyt.
Hoyt almost scores in his own goal.
As the ball was driven in, he slid into it. He popped it back, and Bastock thankfully was there on hand to pick it up in front of his in goal. And the ball was once again held up, and Fraser's just hooked it round from Hutton and plays a short ball there. And Sear Parsons is well holding up the ball well and left off for Sear, and Ed Smith, simple pull to Fraser. Fraser cuts back inside. He's up against...
Oh, lovely play, Sean Fraser.
Fraser's gone for the overlap. Under hit there by Parsons, and a foul there by Fraser. And the free kick's been awarded.
But, Slough playing nice little triangles there between Parsons, Fraser and Sear. And, we haven't seen that in the last few games. Most of the maybe last 7 or 8 games Slough haven't played like that. Yeah, and maybe it's just the fact that they're away from home. They know that St Neots have got to come at them. And it's a different game plan, so I don't know if it's something to do with how they're playing at home, but this is a totally different performance by the Rebels, and one that they're deservedly in front.
Yeah, Cheshire are 1-0 up at Biggleswade apparently in another game in our division at the moment, and ball free kick from St Neots broken down, but it's fallen to Parsons, and Parsons got a little bit of time here, looks to play the ball down the line.
Go on, Jay, run it. Go on, run it.
Over, and he seemed to get fouled.
Well done.
He's won a free kick. Won a throw in on the near side, which to Wilson, and they're just calming it down. And Hollis is going to go and take it.
Quick one.
No, they're just waiting for Hollis to come forward. Lee Rumbold sits at the back. They leave Drew Roberts up on the centre spot, and it's going to be.
And Dylan's just walking back now as well.
So it's 2-on-2, but
Fraser's coming back.
And Sear edge of the box. It looks like Ben Edward again might be the target. He's driving in towards that near post. He's going to try and jump up, and he's out jumped there. But the poor header by Deeney, and it's headed.
He's all over him, Brett.
And it's then for Scott Harris, and Scott Harris loses the ball. Hilliard does well, and Hilliard's going to have an opportunity.
Yeah, Bastock came for that ball and got nowhere near it.
And slice clearance there by Hilliard, out of play on the far right side.
I couldn't see who it was, but he was jumping all over Ed Smith. It was, and. As the rain picks up a little bit.
Yeah, the rain is certainly teetering down here, and Slough looking to take the throw. And this one's slightly more into the wind on that.
Yeah, Guy Hollis has just come all the way from the right-hand side over to the left-hand side to go and take this one. So Slough obviously trying to use his long throw weapon to try and get a bit of a lead for this first half.
What do you know about his weapon, or should we not talk about it? As a long throw, driven.
Oh, great throw again.
Slough box flicked up in the air by it's bouncing around.
Oh, how was that a foul?
Free kicks awarded to it. Less fan, please, Ade. More neutrality.
I'm just saying it was never a foul.
Move on, quickly clears that ball up, and Rumbold's underneath it. He's come a long way and won it off the toes of Dylan there. Ball forward there by Ryan Parsons, and it's bounced and well controlled there by Captain Hoyt. Hoyt out to Wilson. Wilson just inside his own half. Short pass inside. At the moment, St Neots happy to go sideways and try and keep the ball under.
Yeah, I think that's because Slough are working hard.
And I think it's the best form of attack for them as Hilliard set free on the right hand side, because keeping the ball on the ground seems to be a good option for them. As
great header.
Fraser defends well there on this far side up against that little man.
Good tackle, Jake Parsons. Well done, mate.
Parsons wins the
Come
ball
on.
back, but he's given St Neots win it back.
Davies has got a little bit of an injury as it's a good ball in.
Towards the far stick, and it's gone over everybody. Hilliard's after it, but across comes Luke Knight and tries to win the ball.
Yes.
Hilliard's left it behind, but Luke Knight's close, only as far on the right side as Davies.
Spring, that is.
Spring.
You can tell he's got grey hair.
From here, it's a bit wet and dark. As I'm not sure whether the linesman there was signalling for a free kick or just a throw-in on the far side.
Yeah, I mean, I mentioned Luke Knight not getting into the game, but he's actually doing a very good job marking Hilliard who's playing on the right midfield with he's the peroxide blonde Hilliard, and he's very much an attacking threat down that side, and Luke Knight's doing a very good job.
And my side was correct. It is a free kick just in front of the floodlights, so kind of in line with the 18-yard box on the far right-hand side as we look at it. St Neots will have an opportunity from a dead ball. There's no one picking up at the very, very back post, edge of the box, the man Davies, but they'll be driving in at the near post. It's driven in.
Good save.
It's hit people. It looked like
they're calling for a penalty.
It looked like Somerville went there through the back of
he did, didn't he?
Of Dylan in his pursuit of getting the ball, but they don't mind.
No, there's an injury there, and they're playing on. Look.
Yeah, they're just playing on it. They're playing to feet, and Fraser's.
And Sean Fraser taking the
ball forward, and they're still playing, and it's off in this near-hand corner, and so
is that Ryan Parson that took the block?
Yeah, and it did look like he came crashing through the back of Dylan.
He did indeed, and
in his pursuit of the ball, and didn't really get anywhere near the ball. So I'm not sure what the referee there, Mr. Lee Forrester, has seen, but
what he hasn't seen, to be honest, it looked like a clear penalty from where we were. As the ball's thrown to Jake Parsons on the right.
Midway inside the St Neots half, short pass to Sears.
Back to Fraser.
Fraser, right hand edge of the box,
chips it in
towards the
good cross, gone.
And it's just ever so close.
And is he given a foul?
And he's given a foul against
Scott Harris.
Scott Harris, who obviously fought to try and get hold of that ball. Interesting to see Parsons just trying to run off that injury that he seemed to sustain in.
I think he just blocked
defending.
the ball, didn't he? And
yeah.
So it's supposed to be he's got one in the guts or something.
In the gentleman's area. As a poor kick there. Barely covers the ground as is hooked forward by Ward, and offside against Drew Roberts there, much to Slough's relief. But the wind is really whipping itself up with that rain flying along. If you look,
why are you hiding from it? Don't worry about it.
It's lovely conditions up here near Bedford as some of the fans start to make their way. There's not a lot enjoying the. I can imagine those Slough fans down that far side are getting a little bit wet.
I think when we came here last year, when both teams were flying high in the Central League, there was over 1,000 there, but it's definitely not going to be 1,000 here tonight, that's for sure. Just waiting for Ryan Parsons to take the free kick just by the centre circle. Just dinks this one over.
Well, one by Hoyt, who seems to be everywhere. Sears in there strongly, and it's cleared out on this near right side to Fraser. Fraser hooks the ball forward, and that seemed to be.
Slough's on a free kick at last. He's seen one.
That Hoyt went flying to the back of the strong figures. That's an interesting battle up there. They're both two big young boys up there, aren't they? And Hoyt against the considerably smaller and shorter Harris, and Harris did get one through the back there. He was just trying to hold off the ball, and the referee is still getting asked about that earlier penalty incident, whether or not it's Dylan complaining about the fact that he felt that he was clattered in the box, or whether or not
he was. But he's
some
not
other people were suggesting there might have been a handball in there on Twitter.
Okay, so, good for them. It's going to be a free kick for Slough. It's going to be Ryan Parsons to take.
And this is one that you really want to whip in there.
You want to just dink it in
No, not dink it, whip it with a bit of wind on it. And that's whipped into a danger on the far side. It's curled round and past
Harris
the far
at the back pass, just missed it.
Bastock, but Slough pressing. We have played 38 minutes here, and it is St Neots 0, Slough Town 1. Ed Smith goal after 90 minutes is all that divides the side, but the story is more about the weather than it is about the football.
I really don't know what the referee's watching. He's just running back looking at the ground when he was running then.
Perhaps he doesn't want to make friends with anybody. Is in the garden shed on the far side, up high above the ground. They're filming the game, so you'll be able to see the video highlights of exactly what's going on. As the ball's again cleared.
And look at it going backwards.
And it's well won there in the midfield. I think it was there by Ben Edwards, who's headed it out of play on the far side, and Dee's gone and recovered it. A few of the Slough fans to our right side just make a little bit of noise. They're trying to dance to keep warm down there.
The wind and rain is actually flowing into their faces, isn't it? So
yeah, the St Neots fans to our right side had a little to our left hand side had a little mumble and bumble, but they haven't done too much singing since an earlier. It's a long clearance from Hoy, only finds towards Fraser and Hutton on the near side, and Hutton does well. Hutton wins the ball and is now driving, plays the ball through, but Somerville's quick off his line, slides towards the feet of Chris Dillon there, and picks up the ball nicely.
It's strange, wasn't it? That challenge there by Hutton on Fraser was a little shoulder charge, which I think is absolutely fine, but some games that would have been a foul, and Nick Knight's going to get through.
Gambled in, he's at left-hand edge of the box, well defended across there by Ward, who's headed the ball out, and
Hilliard's kept it in.
It just slams the ball forward, and it's been held up in the ball, and it's almost got backspin on it. There's that much wind out there. There's some cackling behind us, I think, a witch has landed.
That's
Ed Smith picks up on a rebound, left foot shot.
Yeah,
a second for Smith. Second for Smith in the 39th minute. And a ricochet off a ball clearance, and Ed Smith smashes the ball home with his left foot off the underside of the crossbar, beating Backstock at his near post.
That is a cracking finish. That's the kind of ones that you see in the Premier League, where he's just hammered that one in off the top of the crossbar, and Bastock had no chance with that one. And Slough singing 2-0 to the mighty cold, was it? I can't know what they're saying.
Well, we did talk about potentially needing a 2-0 advantage at half time, and that's a really useful time to score, 6 minutes before the interval.
Yeah, let's grab another one, come on. And
we don't want to be the recipients of 2-0 and you kind of messed it up, do we? As some people sometimes like to shout.
As Ward, the centre-back, takes over captain's duty, because the captain stood there doing nothing. And St Neots start with the flying duck kick-off, where they kind of go up and forward.
Once again, the ball's ricocheted there off.
Was it Dave Deeney again?
I think Dave Deeney hit it last time off Harris. Ball's held up terribly, and it's straight out, and it's bouncing out on the far side. The conditions really aren't playing well. You need Slough to be watching.
I think this is Dave Deeney's best game for Slough.
I think it probably is, but they need to be watching for this and learning and keeping the ball down in this second half. As we've played 40 minutes, it's Dunstable, St Neots 0,
Histon,
Slough Town 2.
You were definitely on that beer in Munich, weren't you? I'll tell you.
I was on quite a lot of beer, a various different mixture of beer.
It's going to be Hollis with another long throw, and Ben Edwards being hustled off.
Pushing for a third, who's Ed Smith.
It's going to force Jake Parsons.
Jake Parsons, 30 yards from goal, and he sends it miles out the ground. That's still going down the train line, I would think.
I think it's just matched Sean Saunders' penalty from the FA Cup game at Mansfield. They're both now classed as new planets, those ones. As the scoreboard says 40 minutes, but John will argue it's 41. Yeah,
I will always argue.
And it says St Neots 0, visitors 2.
I'm just texting, sorry.
All right, you carry on. As Dillon wins the ball, played forward, and Scott Harris is in the chase, but just a little bit too much on it. Bastock picks that one up just on the edge of his area, and he tries to kick it, well chased down by Scott Harris. The ball's up to Dillon.
I think Mick likes you. Ade is fuzz. I don't know what that word was going to be, but
and Ed just played that a little bit too short. Picked up by Wilson, who gives it to Hutton, who cuts inside, followed by Fraser. To Davies in the middle, closed by Luke Knight, out to the Matt Spring. Plays it wide to Wilson here, the left back. Plays the ball in, cleared by Rumbold, but back out to Wilson.
St Neots just applying a little bit of pressure here at the moment, aren't they? But
and then Luke Knight plays a crossfield ball into the stand.
And it's and once again St Neots are just pressing a little bit. We've played 42 minutes.
Wilson with the throw.
Dearly like to hold this up as Wilson with the ball on the left hand side. Hilliard's now out here on the left. They've had a little swap with Hutton going out on the right hand side, and it's with that man Davies in the middle of midfield. He's
well taken by Ryan Parsons.
And Parsons.
Go on, run it in. He's rubbish. That's a foul, referee. How is that
I'm not sure that's how a free kick, because as Scott Harris does that, and I'm sure there's some fierce tackles going in there now.
And Dave Deeney at the centre of both of them.
Yeah, as he didn't seem to be on top of that one, because he did seem to knock the ball past him and then just body check him,
Yep.
which was quite cynical on the halfway line. But the ball's back in play on the far side.
Luke Knight heads it out.
St Neots slowly and gradually making their way up the byline, almost like a rugby thing. Deeney
Luke Knight again, well done, mate.
and it's back with Deeney midway inside the Slough half, plays it off Luke Knight, who just happy to close that one out as we're entering almost the 44th minute of this first half. Slough would dearly like to hang on to this 2-goal cushion.
They'd like to extend it, really.
Well, I think probably hang on and just hold station at the moment as the ball's down with Hilliard on that far right side, but well cleared by Hollis up to the halfway line. Ed Smith heads it back in the direction of Ben Edwards. Ben Edwards heading towards the duck guard on the far left hand side, and then it's going to be cleared down the line, chipped by Sear.
Oh God, Smith, you're in.
And Ed Smith trying to keep the ball in on the far side. He does well. He holds it in and just
That's
does
great
well
because it'll be another throw for Slough, and Hollis
makes
trots
his way
down for that
from,
one
from the back to take a long throw in as Slough try to make a chance to extend their lead to 3 goals in the death of this final half.
Yeah, Slough not pushing too many forwards though for this.
No, they're not.
Luke Knight, Ben Edwards just going up.
Ben Edwards just shielding the gap in between the back 3.
Yeah, Sear and Jake Parsons up for this one.
Plenty of movement as the ball's fired in towards the near post. It's headed up in the air, but not very
Sear's
far away.
got it.
Sear tried to volley it. Harris in there buffling around. It's at the edge of the box, and it's driven low.
Good
Save
save
the goal
from
by
Luke
Bastock
Knight.
through a crowd of players from Luke Knight. If it had put it either side, the keeper might have been in trouble. But Bastock was in the right place at the right time and a decent save.
There was a lot of people in the way of that though, wasn't there? So
it went through traffic, as they say in ice hockey.
Do they?
Yeah. As we're in the final minute of the first 45, the clock over there on the far side seems to be perhaps on a bit of wind go slow. As perhaps he stopped it at some points. As Rumbold, who's done very well.
Well done. Go on,
and he's just offside. And
no, I know. Come on.
Not terribly happy, but
come on.
He was pushing it hard and. Ward
He's
looks to get the game
hard.
underway quickly, outright to Deeney. Deeney just inside his own half. The wind just slightly abating. Out to Hilliard on the far side, up against Parsons. Hilliard back to Deeney. Deeney in plenty of space, ball at his feet, chips the ball forward up the line.
Hilliard again.
Hilliard controlling the ball up against Parsons.
And there's a foul there. And Lino, put your flag up, mate.
As I'm not sure what happened there. There was a collision off the ball there. I think it was between Sear and Dylan. I don't think they're going to be writing Christmas cards to one another, are they?
Well, no, I mean Adrian C used to play here, didn't he? So and Dylan's been around quite a few clubs.
And it's Hollis in the far left-hand corner, deep inside the Slough half, to take a long throw, which in this weather with the wind at his back has been going a good 30-40 yards. And he fires it down the line. Harris flicks it on in the direction of Ed Smith. Ed Smith's going to put Wilson under a little bit of pressure, force him to go all the way home back to Bastock. Bastock takes a touch, controls it, tries to chip it out of the line, and it's held up dramatically in the wind. And again, it's really advantage Slough. Edwards comes wins it to Harris. Harris then through to Sear, and Sear out left to Parsons. Parsons chips it forward.
You're in the side.
It's onside, but it's bounced all the way through to Bastock. And we have played 46 minutes here at the Cosy. Slough lead 2-0. They've had a very, very strong wind in this favour, so it'll be interesting to see how St Neots come back as the ball's out with Wilson. Wilson inside,
the
tall figure of Spring.
Great done, but on Jake Parsons.
Give the ball away to Parsons. Parsons running forward. He's flicked it through to Ed Smith. Ed Smith might have a
hat-trick.
Trips it back inside to Harris. Harris drives it. Slough on the stroke of half-time. Good
3-0
between the front two, and Scott Harris scores a goal.
You sound like surprise.
Well, no.
Scott Harris has got a goal. It's great play there. Jake Parsons did so well. He won that ball in the centre of midfield off Spring. Charged forward. Lovely ball into Ed. Ed took a couple of touches, and instead of taking a shot from the impossible angle, he's played it into Harris, and Harris has drilled it into the bottom corner.
You were asking for another, weren't you?
I did say I wanted 3.
You were saying that you wanted 3, so.
And Slough in no hurry to get back into their own half, but they've got to switch on. There can only be a minute left. We're just waiting. The Slough are just taking their time.
Yeah, so we're just waiting in the final deaths of this first half.
And St Neots goes straight on the attack. Ball's out to Hilliard on the far right.
Back to Deeney.
Gives it to Deeney.
Deeney under no pressure at all. Chips the ball forward. Long ball, but it's
well
run
by
Hollis. And Hollis drives the ball forward. Well met by Ward. And now Fraser up against Hutton on this left-hand side. Hutton ball at his feet, facing towards his own goal.
Well done, Sean.
There and plays it all the way back. And
that's a half-time whistle.
Now take a 3-0 lead at half-time. And
I think Slough deserved it. You could count on one finger the number of chances that St Neots have had. And it's the Rebels that lead 3-0 at half-time, and well deserved. If only we could play this way at home, that would be even better. But hopefully you're
Yeah,
getting this
we-
if you are missing the game today and you're sitting in your lovely warmth, maybe watching the Champions League and listening to us.
Yeah, we'll have a look at what other half times are out there in the league as and when we get them. Obviously, St Neots currently sitting fourth in the table.
Your laptop's getting wet.
Oh, I don't care about it. It's not mine. Sorry, we didn't say that on air, did we? As Poole are 5-0 up at half time in their match.
Who are they playing?
I'm not sure. Against Verwood, so it's a cup game there.
Cup one, right, okay.
Weymouth 0, Bideford 1 is a hell of a score for Bideford at half time. Can you believe that? Weymouth 0, Bideford 1. 2-0 apparently at Histon. We're just keeping an eye on some other scores, but
She's well nice.
you
Sorry.
can't say that on air.
I can, because she is well nice.
Okay.
I'm just admiring the scenery.
You're admiring the scenery.
What do you call it? What do you call it? Twitching, isn't it?
Yes, your bird
Yeah, I'm
spot.
just
Your
bird
shopping.
dancing.
Window shopping might be the way. As we're just waiting to
As
see.
we're jealous now because the little kid with the lovely hat's here.
You
It's
need a
just
hat.
we're so jealous.
You need a hat, don't
we
you?
want a hat like that.
You need to find a hat. At the moment, not such a good result for Burnham. They're trailing 2-0 at Histon. Sorry.
You know that is.
Who?
That's Stuart Hammonds from the non-league paper.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. There we go. Yeah. Okay, of course it is.
It's not him with the hat. It's his kids with the hat. We're just jealous of that hat. Are we finishing off? We're switching off now.
Yeah, we'll say goodbye to you and leave you with that really annoying ring for to half time. We haven't done any interviews later. I've been getting merry in Munich.
I don't know what you're on about.
Right, anyway. See you later.
The online home of Slough Town match commentaries, brought to you by the worldwide internet football community, MyFootballClub.co.uk. Come on, you rebels! You're listening to Rebels Radio, the online home of Slough Town match commentaries, brought to you by the worldwide internet football community, MyFootballClub.co.uk. Come on, you rebels! You're listening to Rebels Radio, the online home of Slough Town match commentaries, brought to you by the worldwide internet football community, MyFootballClub.co.uk. Come on, you rebels! You're listening to Rebels Radio, the online home of Slough Town match commentaries, brought to you by the worldwide internet football community, MyFootballClub.co.uk. Come on, you rebels! You're listening to Rebels Radio, the online home of Slough Town match commentaries, brought to you by the worldwide internet football community, MyFootballClub.co.uk. Come on, you rebels! You're listening to Rebels Radio, the online home of Slough Town match commentaries, brought to you by the worldwide internet football community, MyFootballClub.co.uk. Come on, you rebels! You're listening to Rebels Radio, the online home of Slough Town match commentaries, brought to you by the worldwide internet football community, MyFootballClub.co.uk. Come on, you rebels! You're listening to Rebels Radio, the online home of Slough Town match commentaries, brought to you by the worldwide internet football community, MyFootballClub.co.uk. Come on, you rebels! You're listening to Rebels Radio, the online home of Slough Town match commentaries, brought to you by the worldwide internet football community, MyFootballClub.co.uk. Come on, you rebels! You're listening to Rebels Radio, the online home of Slough Town match commentaries, brought to you by the worldwide internet football community, MyFootballClub.co.uk. Come on, you rebels! You're listening to Rebels Radio, the online home of Slough Town match commentaries, brought to you by the worldwide internet football community, MyFootballClub.co.uk. Come on, you rebels! You're listening to Rebels Radio, the online home of Slough Town match commentaries, brought to you by the worldwide internet football community, MyFootballClub.co.uk. Come on, you rebels! You're listening to Rebels Radio, the online home of Slough Town match commentaries, brought to you by the worldwide internet football community, MyFootballClub.co.uk. Come on, you rebels! You're listening to Rebels Radio, the online home of Slough Town match commentaries, brought to you by the worldwide internet football community, MyFootballClub.co.uk. Come on, you rebels! You're listening to Rebels Radio, the online home of Slough Town match commentaries, brought to you by the worldwide internet football community, MyFootballClub.co.uk. Come on, you rebels! You're listening to Rebels Radio, the online home of Slough Town match commentaries, brought to you by the worldwide internet football community, MyFootballClub.co.uk. Come on, you rebels! You're listening to Rebels Radio, the online home of Slough Town match commentaries, brought to you by the worldwide internet football community, MyFootballClub.co.uk. Come on, you rebels! You're listening to Rebels Radio, the online home of Slough Town match commentaries, brought to you by the worldwide internet football community, MyFootballClub.co.uk. Come on, you rebels! You're listening to Rebels Radio, the online home of Slough Town match commentaries, brought to you by the worldwide internet football community, MyFootballClub.co.uk. Come on, you rebels! You're listening to Rebels Radio, the online home of Slough Town match commentaries, brought to you by the worldwide internet football community, MyFootballClub.co.uk. Come on, you rebels! You're listening to Rebels Radio, the online home of Slough Town match commentaries, brought to you by the worldwide internet football community, MyFootballClub.co.uk. Come on, you rebels! You're listening to Rebels Radio, the online home of Slough Town match commentaries, brought to you by the worldwide internet football community, MyFootballClub.co.uk. Come on, you rebels! You're listening to Rebels Radio, the online home of Slough Town match commentaries, brought to you by the worldwide internet football community, MyFootballClub.co.uk. Come on, you rebels! You're listening to Rebels Radio, the online home of Slough Town match commentaries, brought to you by the worldwide internet football community, MyFootballClub.co.uk. Come on, you rebels! You're listening to Rebels Radio, the online home of Slough Town match commentaries, brought to you by the worldwide internet football community, MyFootballClub.co.uk. Come on, you rebels! You're listening to Rebels Radio, the online home of Slough Town match commentaries, brought to you by the worldwide internet football community, MyFootballClub.co.uk. Come on, you rebels! You're listening to Rebels Radio, the online home of Slough Town match commentaries, brought to you by the worldwide internet football community, MyFootballClub.co.uk. Come on, you rebels! You're listening to Rebels Radio, the online home of Slough Town match commentaries, brought to you by the worldwide internet football community, MyFootballClub.co.uk. Come on, you rebels! You're listening to Rebels Radio, the online home of Slough Town match commentaries, brought to you by the worldwide internet football community, MyFootballClub.co.uk. Come on, you rebels! You're listening to Rebels Radio, the online home of Slough Town match commentaries, brought to you by the worldwide internet football community, MyFootballClub.co.uk. Come on, you rebels! You're listening to Rebels Radio, the online home of Slough Town match commentaries, brought to you by the worldwide internet football community, MyFootballClub.co.uk. Come on, you rebels! You're listening to Rebels Radio, the online home of Slough Town match commentaries, brought to you by the worldwide internet football community, MyFootballClub.co.uk. Come on, you rebels! You're listening to Rebels Radio, the online home of Slough Town match commentaries, brought to you by the worldwide internet football community, MyFootballClub.co.uk. Come on, you rebels! You're listening to Rebels Radio, the online home of Slough Town match commentaries, brought to you by the worldwide internet football community, MyFootballClub.co.uk. Come on, you rebels! You're listening to Rebels Radio, the online home of Slough Town match commentaries, brought to you by the worldwide internet football community, MyFootballClub.co.uk. Come on, you rebels! You're listening to Rebels Radio, the online home of Slough Town match commentaries, brought to you by the worldwide internet football community, MyFootballClub.co.uk. Come on, you rebels! You're listening to Rebels Radio, the online home of Slough Town match commentaries, brought to you by the worldwide internet football community, MyFootballClub.co.uk. Come on, you rebels! You're listening to...
Hello, welcome to, what's this called?
Cosy Stadium.
That's it, yeah, oh yeah, the Cosy Stadium for St Neots' second half against Slough Town. Just a reminder of the score, because most of you wouldn't believe what the score is, but it is actually St Neots 0, Slough Town 3. 2 goals by Ed Smith in the 19th and the 39th, and then Scott Harris in 45 plus 1. Doesn't look like there's any changes to either team at the moment, as all the teams are out there. We're just waiting for the managers and assistants and physios and stuff to make their way across, and the Rebels will have to battle the wind. The rain fortunately has stopped, even though our team sheet is absolutely soaking wet that we're using, as a few people walk past. So just sorry. So Slough kick off. The ball's back with Ryan Parsons, up to Scott Harris, and that ball's out. That's it. Don't throw it back. Take your time. Take your time. We're playing for the 3 points. Yeah, as the fan has the inability to get over the barrier and pick the ball up. He's done it! Yay! Congratulations. Guy Hollis is going to take the throw. Obviously Slough battling against the wind, so it'll be interesting to see how far he can get this one this time. Still gets a fair distance on it, aimed at Scott Harris. But the wind has actually caught that one and blown it out. It's Deeney to take the throw. surprisingly finds someone in his own colour, but the ball's played forwards for Slough. Ed Smith chasing against the captain Hoyt. Ball's played out to the left back, which is Wilson. Keeps the ball in, and a ball's played in quickly, and it's Roberts trying to keep the ball in, chasing it down, flicks the ball in, and a safe catch there for Jake Somerville. I haven't gone through the teams yet. I'm commentating.
Oh, okay, we'll go through the teams then.
Alright, yep, as of yet there are no substitutions. So for the Rebels, Jake Somerville's in goal, 2 Sean Fraser, 3 is Ryan Parsons, 4 is Guy Hollis, 5 is Lee Rumbold, 6 is Ben Edwards, 7 is Jake Parsons, 8 and captain Adrian Sear, 9 is Scott Harris with 1 goal, Ed is wearing 10 with 2 goals, and 11 is Luke Knight, and the subs for Slough are only 3, Dobson, Johnny Dyer and Oscar Betts, and for St Neots in goal Paul Bostock, 2 Dave Deeney, 3 Bruce Wilson, 4 David Tom Ward, captain is Gavin Hoyt, 6, 7 Jay Davies, 8 Matt Spring, 9 Chris Dillon, 10 is Drew Roberts, 11 is Lewis Hilliard, and their subs today are 12 Ben Mackey, 14 Max Yorks, 15 Dean Cracknell, 16 Nathan Fraser, and 17 is Ben Ford.
As Slough very much playing against the wind, you're not missing a lot. They're both teams just trying to settle.
Good play by Jake Parsons.
Flicks it through, and Ed Smith's up against the captain Hoyt in the far side. Hoyt does a very strong, powerful.
That's got to be a back pass.
And
he's like 20 yards away.
To kick it all the way back to the keeper, and then a strong clearance by Bastock goes all the way through, and all the way through for a goal kick. But
yeah, I think Jake's got to be a little bit careful. The Bastock's got a very big kick in the first half. He was batting against the wind.
Yeah,
and he's just launched 2 absolute massive ones down there. And
I'll take you through the half-time scores. Banbury 0, Corby 2 in another game. Biggleswade 0, Chesham 1, Histon 2, Burnham 0, and obviously Weymouth 0, Bideford 1. So a bit of a shock on the cards.
Jake kicks the ball. He's got it just over the halfway line.
And Ed Smith comes to fetch it, but it's well repelled by Hoyt. As if you're joining us late, Slough have a 3-goal advantage, but they are very much playing against the conditions this half, aren't they, Ade?
They are indeed, but they're trying to be a little bit more clever. They're closing St Neots down and not giving them time on the ball. They've won the ball with Scott Harris. Plays it back to, I can't see who that is, Adrian Sear? Ben Edwards.
Ben Edwards flicks the ball out right. Parsons is going to try and win it. Strong
good tackle
from Scott Harris there.
And you can see that St Neots are trying to catch Slough with the wind by just kicking and launching the balls forwards and trying to run onto the fact that the wind is behind them.
Yeah, Slough shooting from right to left. They're wearing amber, navy and amber because St Neots kit there it's dark navy blue with light pale blue sleeves. It's quite a dark kit, and I think the purple would have clashed. There's a scoreboard away to the right hand corner, and it's a really nice little setup here. Both 2 covered ends. We're in a very modern stadium here at St Neots, and they certainly, according to rumours, have a reasonably large
lovely little flick on, but straight. Good flick on that way, Dylan, but straight into the arms of Jake Somerville. Slough got to be careful with it, haven't they?
They've done some decent business in different areas. They're quite happy to go and spend some money on some new players. Recently this week, obviously.
And this ball's coming straight back, and Sean Fraser ducks into that one.
And now it's played forward, and Hollis sticks out a leg, and Slough struggling somewhat to clear their lines. They need to start to adapt playing it, but St Neots on the attack down the far left hand side with Hutton up against Fraser. It's driven in the near post and well held off the feet of Dylan there in the middle by
I think Slough have got to maybe start to throw the ball out or play it a little bit wider, because every time he's kicking the ball forwards now, Jake, it's just about reaching the halfway park.
And drives it forward. He's kind of almost like rugby. He's found touch in the opposition half, but it's on the far left-hand side. Wilson's going to take it. You're getting a text off Neil.
Says won't let me listen tonight.
Is it because is he in a different country? I had a problem in Germany. Try and listen again.
No, Sunbury's not exactly a different country.
Well, it is a different time zone, perhaps. Well, it is to Germany.
There's 2 balls on the pitch, ref. And someone's just kicked a ball. I think it's that football pitch is on the other side, but someone's just thrown a ball over the top there.
Yeah, it may well be. There's other training facilities down here. A bit of a 3G old-fashioned drop ball now, and rather unsportingly, they've just popped it out of play on the far side for Slough to defend. Slough aren't in any hurry to take it, but Drew Roberts just goes.
The goalkeeper for St Neots is going bonkers.
He does like a little bit of a shout, doesn't he, Ade?
Are you hiding from the rain again?
Yeah, I'm just hiding from the wind more than the rain. I'm just going to perhaps, as long as we don't cause catastrophe, drag this over a little bit further so that I have that little bit more comfort to make
a long throw there by Hollis. It's won by Smith. Harris with the ball, but he's lost it.
But it's out left to
Out to
Hilliard.
Hilliard.
Hilliard just inside his own half, looks up early, plays a ball on the deck. Hollis
Well done, Hollis.
wins it. Sear now with the ball midfield. Plays a simple ball out to Fraser.
That's better. That's much better. Keep the ball like that.
He drives a low ball through for Ed Smith to get after, and it's Hoyt up against him. Hoyt smashes a long ball, and it's going to go all the way through for a goal kick. Rather aimless and donkey-like from Hoyt.
If he wants to do that, he can carry on for the next 50 minutes for all I care.
Probably a little bit more composure needed there from St Neots as if they want to create some chances.
The referee's looking at his watch already, is he? Does he want to go home?
I'm not sure what's happening.
If he wants to blow up, we'll take the 3 points now.
I was a bit worried then that our clock stopped, but I reckon we're working because it says 6 minutes 18 seconds in the second half.
Okay.
Slough still lead 3-0. 51st minute. That's going to help you, Ade. You always can't add up, can you?
No.
As maths was never your strong point at school. As the ball's flicked on by Hilliard. Once again, St Neots putting Slough under a bit of pressure, just struggling to clear their lines a little bit, and it's flicked up by Davies. Davies has the ball again once in midfield, flicks the ball out left towards towards Hutton on that far
Wilson
side.
with the ball.
Wilson now tries to chip the ball in left foot, headed across.
Good save by Jake Somerville.
And a second tackle coming in, but it's going to be driven in.
Drops
Surely,
again.
and somehow Somerville manages to grab it despite an almighty scramble in the box. How St Neots did not score there, I will not know.
Good save by Jake, and then a couple of good tackles in, and then Hilliard just seemed to hit it with the top of his foot, and the ball just fell into Jake's hands.
And the drum away to the right hand side behind the goal.
And this time Jake does a long clearance. It's out for Jake Parsons to chase on the right hand side.
Left back Wilson just rises well above it and now clips the ball down the line, but Rumbold's underneath it, takes a touch or two, looks to try and play football, cuts it away from Hutton well, and now drives the ball forward. Ed Smith underneath it, but it's repelled by St Neots. The game yet to take shape. Slough, I was expecting to face a lot more pressure in the first 5 or 6 minutes, but so far they're playing quite high, aren't they, really?
Yeah, but I think St Neots are trying to get the ball wide and get the ball in. They've had the better of the chances so far in the second half, but still remains 3-0 to the Rebels.
Bill Mitchell's asked, can you have Adrian Sear on loan for this half? I'm not sure, because it did appear that you gave us last for the first half. You did give us Dave Deeney, ex-Slough player.
He's on the ball now.
He's on the ball now. Played a ball down to the right to Hilliard. Hilliard going to attack midway inside the Slough defensive half. He whips in a ball towards the near post. Well headed up there. I think it was
Lee Rumbold, and
Lee Rumbold,
Jake catches it just underneath.
Yeah, it wasn't the most directed, but he got in the way. Some nice nets here as well. Some nice kind of checked net affairs as Somerville tries to slash that ball. It's sliced out right slightly, and it's once again Wilson underneath it who heads the ball
Sean
through.
Fraser
does well, beats Hutton.
And that's a poor tackle. That's got to be a card, referee, surely.
Calm down, it doesn't look hard. He just left his feet, which was a bit unnecessary. Wilson had a heavy touch. He went sliding into the direction of Fraser. Fraser dodged it out
That's
of the
what
way.
Dobbo got a yellow card for on Saturday.
Different ref, different condition, different pitch. There hasn't really been a bad tackle in the game yet, touchwood. It's been quite a competitive affair, don't get me wrong, but it's as yet there hasn't been. And if you look at the flag, the wind just maybe looks to have died a little bit, and the direction of the rain isn't quite so sideways, so maybe the conditions helping Slough as it's driven low across all the pitch. Simple for Deeney to collect, and now Hilliard advancing on the halfway line, ball at his feet, knocking it in. The blonde-haired locks flowing as he's going to smash a long shot.
Good
well
save,
done,
Jake.
as it skidded off the surface in front of Somerville. He did well to hold on to it and also not to allow it to rebound, but they're looking dangerous on the break, aren't they, St Neots?
Yeah, they are, and although you're saying the wind's died, it's just picking up on a touch and then slowing a little bit as Jake tries to kick it, and the wind's taking it out. It's a throw-in for St Neots on the far side. Taken quickly by Wilson.
If this is your first time along, welcome along. We are very much kind of non-league commentary for non-league football. Please contact us at MyFC Rebels Radio.
Is that your catchphrase?
We are non-league football for non-league. We're non-league commentary for non-league football. As the Rangers starts to come down a little bit more, Slough defending deep towards the edge of their box, struggling to get out their own half just in this last little bit. As Ward then wins the header, missed there in the middle of midfield by Ben Edwards, and it's back in the right back position. Rumbold heads the ball dramatically out, but St Neots quick and keen to get this game back underway. As the rain starts to come in a bit more heavily now, there's less of a shower.
Ball's on the far side. Wilson gives it well one. Ben Edwards clears.
Left foot hook up the half.
But again, that's the problem. He's just booting it up the field.
Slough need to be able to.
Scott Harris has won the ball. FJ Davis and won a free kick.
And that was a bit silly by Davis. He lost the ball as Scott Harris was doing really well, working his nuts off in the centre circle, and it was dangerous. And Davis just had to take him out. And there's no rush to take this kick. Sear standing over it. The ex St.
Slough are just going to boot the ball forwards, and maybe they just need to control the game a little bit.
I think it might be Parsons to Parsons here might be the shout. Although
no, Jake Somerville.
I think this is a risky situation. In this case, I would not want my keeper
going
up that far.
Because he needs to get back.
Especially
no, get back.
situation.
He's going to shoot.
And you could see the intention in his eyes there, and this is where they need to have a word with someone, because he just took that clearance, he popped it straight the way through to the other goalkeeper.
Hilliard on the right.
And now Hilliard tries to play it. He plays it only off Sear in front of us. Don't finish my sentences, darling. It's all right. I can get through sentences.
You just can't see who people are.
I can. It's just I had to see around your head. I can see it. It's Hilliard on the near side, up against
Luke Knight.
Luke Knight. See, you did it again. We'll take it in turns. You go on. You have a little.
No, go on. You can take that one.
As it's driven, that was an absolute peach of a cross. It was smashed across by Hilliard on the far side, and now Hutton's down on the far side in front of the scoreboard, just ushering it out. St Neots have Slough penned in now, don't they, Ade?
They do indeed, and Slough doing well to withstand the pressure. Well run by Jake Parsons. Brings the ball out,
and then again he needs to find feet there as the rain is heavier now, but St Neots having plenty of possession here. They're camped in the Slough half on the halfway line. Wilson with the ball plays a simple ball inside. They're just knocking it around with confidence, aren't they? For a side that are 3-0 down, they certainly don't lack confidence.
No, but the ball's with Dave Deeney. Go on, Luke Clatterim.
Looking for an option, and they've played out to Hilliard. Hilliard's seen a lot of the ball in this first half. Back to Deeney. Deeney got plenty of time and space, knocks it into the feet of Dillon. Out to Roberts.
I'm sure it's the referee to see.
Sear gave him a hug, and now it's out with Wilson. Wilson looking to put a ball into the box. Slough under pressure. Some of it
Jake's come for that.
The ball is going to bounce over the line, and it's
off the line by Ryan Parsons.
Away by Ryan Parsons with the right foot. What
does
Jake coming for that? To score it, and another ball's in there, and Jake Parsons, Jake Somerville does well this time to go. And he shouldn't have come for that first one.
No, he shouldn't have come for that first one. That was too far out, and I think it was Roberts with the header, and it just bounced underneath the crossbar. Ryan Parsons did really well to hook that one clear.
Yeah, for those of you wondering what the goal minute the goal was scored in, it was 18.5 minutes. So for me, that's the 19th minute in the first half when Ed scored. As there's a ball played through, and this will test because it'll hold up slightly on the keeper, and the keeper's had to come towards the edge of his box there. And but Bastock judges it well, and now smashes the ball long.
Huge kick.
And Hollis repels it well, and now it's over to Jake Parsons, who ducks underneath it as it falls to Davies on the far side. Suddenly it's not really warming any substitutes up in great depth. Slough have two substitutes warming up on the far side over there as far as I can make out. It looks like Dobson in his bright orange boots is having a warm up, and the other figure of Johnny Dyer, it looks to be just going through some stretches. So I think legs are going to be essential on this pitch. It's going to be hard work this second half, Ade.
Yeah, loose ball played in there by Hilliard, and Somerville's got all the time in the world. He's going to keep that in his feet. Let's Dillon run up to him, picks the ball up as our team sheet's getting a little bit wet.
A little bit, I'd say. We might need to use something else for our substitutes.
It's not even sticking to the wall.
I know, it's just held on by the wind and rain. As once again, Hilliard's having a good old battle there against Knight and Parsons, and he wins the ball, flicks it on. Hollis, who's had a very solid game.
Luke Knight, poor touch there.
Yeah, he hasn't had perhaps the influence he'd like in this game, as the ball's spread out well wide by St Neots. They're going to now try down the left flank in this attack. They cut back inside, flick the ball inside. They're moving it around with a lot of pace and zip.
But as soon as they're passing it to a player, one of the Slough players is closing them down.
As that was a
good
great
tackle
by Rummy, really on the heels of.
And now he can bring the ball out.
And he'll play it to Scott Harris. Scott Harris has a good look to see who's around him.
Nice
ball to Ed Smith up against the centre back pair, and he comes inside, plays a shot. It's deflected, and it's into the arms safely of Bastock. Just took the pace off it as Hoyt, who's been quite solid at the back for St Neots. Ed didn't seem to have the confidence to knock it past him. Through. And
it's
now
out to Hutton wide.
Hutton controls it well, left-hand edge of the box. He's up against the Slough defenders. Slough just standing off him a little bit, and he's sliced shot there by Roberts.
I think he passed it.
Huh?
I think he passed it.
No, he definitely had a shot there, Roberts.
No, that was a pass.
Took a touch and
substitution for St Neots, and I think it's one that the fans have been waiting for. 7 is going off. That's Jay Davies, and coming on is number 12 Ben Mackey, who's returned to the club recently and got onto the goals on Saturday. And talking to some of their fans at half time, they were expecting Mackey maybe to come on at half time, but he's come on with 56 minutes to go, and he's a striker. So I think that St Neots are going to go play a 4-3-3 formation and try and put Slough under pressure a little bit more.
Yeah, so we've played 60 minutes here at the Cosy. Slough still lead by 3 goals. They've done well to repel this first 15 minutes, and a strong clearance there by Summers. Harris just acknowledges the decent effort.
Their clock's stuck.
It seems to be always a 3-minute slow. I don't know whether they have different minutes or whether they've got Fergie time going on. If they win, perhaps they've got a motor and
maybe
they
they're
speed
just
it up a little bit.
Mind your back.
Oh, sorry. There's some of the So it's fans and backroom staff just make their way up as a poor clearance there from.
Gives it to Jake Parsons. He's looking for Scott Harris.
Ball through to Scott Harris. And Scott Harris gambled on Ward. Just gave him a little tug as he went past, as it were.
Pardon?
He gave him a little tug as he went past. And the ball's through now, and it's
Spring
going to
with the ball.
Spring on halfway, passes it out left, and it's now Wilson's come into a very central position, hasn't he? The left back, or what was left back. He's playing very much in the middle. It's out with Hutton on the far side. Hutton really coming into the game now. He's got plenty of time and space. Midway inside the Slough half. Simple ball into Spring.
With the ball.
Spring, 30
Don't give him the time.
Goal, chips the ball across. Well hooked away in the first instance by Hollis, but it's only as far as Spring again, who slash a shot miles
He's an
wide.
idiot. He's an absolute idiot because Hilliard is to his right, about 10, 15 feet away from him, totally unmarked, and Spring decides he's going to have a shot from like 20, 35 yards out. The only person that's going to hit is one of the fans behind the goal. You'd have thought someone with.
You should have a look at that. I think I've caused a bit of an argument about winning golden goals at school. Go and have a little look.
I've got to look at something.
You make it without knocking me over anyway. As the ball's on in midfield, and it's going to be the two Slough centre partnerships lose out there. And Wilson's driving forward midway inside the Slough half, out left to Hutton. Hutton now on the ball, cuts inside, cuts onto his right foot, plays the ball out nicely to
Spring
Davis.
again.
Spring pulls the trigger.
Good challenge.
Tackle there coming in and gets up quickly there. Does
Sean Fraser it is.
He somehow found himself out in the left wing position. There's no right.
Yeah, he's got to be careful though because he's unmarked.
Rummy's gone across well, and Rummy does well with a defensive header. Looks for a free kick.
Go on, Jake, just hold it, mate.
Slough getting forward.
That's
with
it.
5 or 6 men forward, and he's just taken his ease off. This is good to see Parsons. He hasn't run out of steam just yet. Passes it inside to Sear. Sear back to Fraser. Slough have got out their half, and they're at the moment just settled in the St Neots half under not a lot of pressure. They can play keep ball for a minute, and that's exactly what they need to do. Is ball driven in by Harris out to Parsons, combined well. Ed Smith out there now, cutting inside to win the ball. Ed out to Fraser. Fraser in quite an advanced position.
This is much better from Slough. This is what they haven't done.
Ed Smith wants
keep the ball, lads.
They're just trying to keep the ball a little bit, and Harris is trying to do it, but he's edged off it by Ward, and now danger for St Neots as they're going to attack quickly. The ball played out right to Roberts inside to Hilliard, first time ball all the way through to and it's ricocheted off 2 Slough players. It's going to be a corner to St Neots.
Yeah, Rumbold slid in there and it caught Hollis, so it's first corner of the second half to St Neots.
Yeah, there wasn't too many corners in the first half. There was a few free kicks, wasn't there, from that sort of position?
Yeah,
but
it's going to be the experienced Matt Spring going over to take this one.
And Ben Mackey taking up a central position. He'll look to get into this game as quickly as he can, as we've played about 64 minutes here at the Cosy, and St Neots looking to get back into this game. Slough looking to keep a clean sheet.
You've said it. Why say that?
As the ball's headed out, flicked on towards the fast out
it's still in,
despite the fact that Mackey's trying desperately to keep it in, and he has kept it in.
No,
it's a goal.
He's put it on the corner flag thinking it's a corner,
which will waste his time only. So
that's fine, mate. Carry on doing that. We don't mind.
He can do that. As Somerville just taking a sweet time to spot it. As the Slough substitutes, I can see Dobson really going through some energetic warm up.
We got the 2 oldest midfielders in the world playing today, Matt Spring and Ben Edwards.
Matt Spring, Ben Edwards, and Sears isn't a youngster either, is he? Really? I know he's suffered from a few injuries over his time, so I think there's a fair amount of experience there. Jake,
good clearance by Jake Somerville.
It's repelled first time, and then good communication at the back between Hollis and Rumble, but it's once again Hilliard now on the ball, midway inside the Slough half, near side, passes it back to Deeney. Deeney, plenty of time to pick a pass. He's looking for a diagonal ball, plays a difficult ball in. Mackey's control isn't there.
Good play, Susie.
Mackey still tries to push again. Parsons' clearance finds other Parsons on the halfway towards the half.
Oh, lovely ball by Jake.
Smith now in a foot race, and out comes keeper Bastock. Bastock slams the ball out the ground and almost takes out the cameraman.
But that's good play by Jake Parsons. He picked the ball up and didn't panic. Took it for about 10 yards and then played a lovely ball over for Ed to chase. And Ed just beaten in a foot race by Bastock, who seems to be a little bit quieter at the moment.
Yeah, and the Rebels will be keen to keep this home crowd a little bit quiet as St Neots.
Good throw down the line.
Just put a little bit further down. Pressure on down that far right side. We played 20 minutes of the second half.
How many?
20.
20
minutes of the second half, and Slough still leading 3-0.
That electronic scoreboard just jumps minutes whenever it wants to.
I think it may have lost some of its lights in the scoreboard on the far side. Short pass by Fraser to Parsons, back to Jake Parsons, back to Fraser, who's going to look to get a ball in the box along the ground to Ed Smith. Ed Smith seemed to get clattered.
Oh no!
And the referee
tells him to get up.
Nothing doing at all there, and then it was almost handballed there by Mackie. Hollis has got to be sharp on his toes to come across, slams the ball up the line, and Knight's trying to balance against Davies, but it's now with Hilliard. Plays the ball through and comes through well, and it's not going to go out, so Luke Knight's going to go and put pressure on Deeney infield to Spring across the back to Captain Hoyt, and the ball's still just being played around. Hoyt in the kind of left of the three centre-backs.
Yeah, Wilson seems to be playing more of it in the middle, isn't he?
Yeah, he's changed his position. He's almost holding there, sitting in front of the back three players, and he's quite comfortable. They're getting a lot of the ball with his cultured left foot out to Spring. And St Neots still building pressure. They're in the Slough half, going into the final third now as Hilliard stands up against Luke Knight down the far corner, looks to whip in a ball. It's a dangerous whip in, well repelled by Rumbold, and it's good defending back there. Slough seems solid at the back.
Ben Edwards with the ball, bring it out.
Ben Edwards on the halfway line, looks to just keep possession, holds the ball up, plays it simply in field to Parsons. Parsons' place is missed pass, frustrating for the Slough management team.
Yeah, I think Smith had just run a little bit past the ball there. And then Dave Deeney with one of his wonderful bits of skill where he dummies the ball, dummies himself, no one near him, and it's going to be out for a Slough throw-in, and Luke Knight rushes over at the speed of a tortoise to take this throw-in.
I thought you were going to say the speed of a man walking on water.
He's actually just going to leave it, and they're going to let Ryan Parsons take this. So Slough just trying to eat a little bit more of the clock, as they say. Why you want to do that? It tastes horrible. But it's going to be Parsons with the throw-in. He's instructing Harris where to go. The ball curls in. Scott Harris gets the ball. It's further up. Another throw for Slough.
Slough playing into a strong headwind still as the
Slough fans get a little bit vocal behind the goal there.
I'm not sure what they've exactly seen there. They're just perhaps toying with the referee a little bit here. It'll be interesting to see how Lee Forrest takes it. But Parsons with a short throw to Sears, who's got a heavy touch there, gets bundled and pushed stupidly against Wilson, and now Matt Spring's getting a little bit frustrated, and Slough quite happy with this, just disrupting the flow of the game a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're just wasting a little bit of time. They're taking their time over this free kick. It's going to be Luke Knight. It's going to be taking this one. It's about 5 yards outside of the penalty area, but it's right here on the near touch sign. It's going to be a right-footed one. Slough don't see many two people fall.
Whipped in, and it's a diving header. It's bouncing around.
It's gone the wrong way. It was Adrian Sear.
He threw himself, and I think he's hurt himself, and it's got a head injury. But it's playing on at the moment. The keeper's just ushering him there. The referee hasn't spotted it's a head injury, and Sears, he's still just staying down. He's just getting up slowly. But
no, I think it's not a head. I think it's a hip injury.
St Neots running towards goal, but good defending there again by Hollis, who's been
he's holding
man of the match today, hasn't he?
He's holding his
side, his
waist.
body, his hip,
waist, maybe.
Burnham's still 2-0 down, apparently, at Histon, although they have been better this half, apparently. If you do want to contact us, wherever you may be, at MyFC Rebels Radio is our Twitter hashtag. And
it's played into Dave Deeney.
Yards from goal, quite centrally. He's going to
shoot.
He's driven, and it's
just wide.
Wide of the right hand upright, as Jake Somerville had it covered, didn't need to put it down, but the right back had plenty of time and space.
And Slough making us. It's another substitution for.
Off comes
Wilson. Who are we playing? St Neots.
Off Wilson.
Right, number 3 is Wilson. He's coming off.
Yeah,
and I thought that was
on his
15.
Dean Cracknell. On his Dean
Cracknell.
Yeah.
Cracknell.
So Crackers is on.
Yes, not the Olympic rower. This is Dean Cracknell.
Oh, okay. Sorry. So he hasn't had a traumatic brain injury. Okay.
No.
Good. So 2 substitutes at the moment now. So we've got Mackie on and also Dean Cracknell on. So St Neots playing their cards early on. We're almost 25 minutes into this second half here. 70 minutes gone, and
it was Cracknell's first touch is to head the ball out
off Scott Harris's head. He seems to be sitting just again similar to Wilson, sitting just in front of that back three, doesn't he, protecting them?
Yeah, I think you can see that St Neots have maybe gone 3-4-3 for this second half.
As Fraser controls the ball well on halfway and hooks it up in the air, and it's going to just hold up a bit. Scott Harris flicks it on, and it's that man Cracknell on the ball down the far side, just ushers it out, and it's thrown to Slough.
It is indeed. And
how's your hand?
My hand is getting warmer.
Is it? Well,
I had it underneath my armpits at half time. You see, that's what
Did you really? No one needs to know that or see that. As the ball's thrown into the corner, Ed Smith over there. It's dark over there. He plays it back. It misses out on Fraser, but it's been deflected off. And Slough quite happy to play the game up in St Neots. This is almost like a rugby game that you want to play territory in, isn't it?
Oh, lovely flick on for Ed Smith, almost through, but well guided back by Hoyt.
And then quick clearance there from Bastock. Has
that was a foul, ref.
Hollis wins the ball well. Picked up in midfield by Sear. Sear out to
Time,
Luke Knight.
Luke.
Space here, and Luke Knight's got a run at Deeney. Luke Knight running down the side. He's going to help with Hilliard. Ed Smith has it. Plays it back. Deeney's across there. Good
lovely tackle, ref.
And it was quite a strong tackle. And there's a little bit of afters there between Harris and Bastock.
He's not allowed to pick on his elders, is he?
I don't know. They do seem to have come perhaps from the same end. And there's a lot of space over here. If you look down here, Hilliard has got plenty of space. Someone needs to scream Knighty to come back, because if you look at this, there's a man to our right hand side completely unmarked. Deeney got plenty of space. Scott Harris needs to work hard, and Hilliard has got that ball now, controls it well, and Parsons is in there. Strong tackle. Parsons goes in, thinks he's won a throw in, but it's Hilliard instead who just. In the last 5 minutes or so, St Neots has
lovely tackle by Guy Hollis again.
A bit of pressure on, and they're now driving towards the Slough's box, knocking the ball around well. It's with that man Spring.
Played the ball in. Hilliard's got through.
Passes it back across, but well intercepted by Hollis, who's everywhere. Hollis is a nailed-on MOM. Unless he starts scoring in his own net, he has had, despite the fact that Ed Smith scored 2 tremendous goals and set up another, I think Hollis has had an outstanding game, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, ably assisted so far by Lee Rumbold.
And obviously even Adrian Sear in the middle of midfield's done well, but a ball whipped in towards the far post, overhit there, and quite happily Slough watched it out for a goal kick.
I don't know how much he's on, but for that kind of money I would expect him to do a lot better than that.
You are a harsh boy, aren't you? A harsh critic.
Well, look, my sheets going.
Well, hold
not my sheets, team sheets. That's a goner.
Okay, well, just
it's wet. We'll put your bottle on it.
This is quite amusing. He literally thumped it quite hard as
Luke Knight wins the ball, heads it on to Smith. He's offside.
I think he did come back from an offside position.
We'll let him have that one.
As the assistant on the far side ably flags, you can still see Johnny Dyer and Johnny Dyer warming up with Dobbo. Just Dobbo looking a bit like a teapot at the moment on the far side, having a lean against the fence. But be interesting to see if he gets an opportunity to bring in this game. Long raking ball flicked on by Luke Knight, but it's Hilliard who's getting an awful lot of joy out of here. Plays it off Parsons. It's a corner.
Yeah, I think Luke Knight's got to come back and give Ryan Parsons a little bit more help down this right hand side. So it's another corner to St Neots, and again springs over to the
sprung, and he's going to go and take the corner over there.
So Slough got to be on their toes for this one. We've got about 16, 17 minutes left, is it?
Probably a little bit more than that. Probably about just 18. Under 20 as it's driven in near towards low.
Jake Parsons does well to get first.
Out leg, but it's only as far as Hilliard. Right hand edge of the box. Heads it back out to Spring. Spring takes a touch. Cuts inside. Left foot cross towards the back post. Coming there late. Seemed to be the captain, Hoyt, but he's couldn't stretch out and get a left.
It doesn't seem to be. It is Hoyt.
No. Well, okay. Hoyt through a crowd of people, stretched out, couldn't quite get it on the volley, and as yet no movement on the Slough bench. The two managers on the far side, the joint managers of Slough Bakes and just having a little bit of a chat with one another. The two substitutes.
The electronic scoreboard's catching up with your stopwatch somehow. I don't know what it's doing.
I don't know how it's doing that.
It was like 4 minutes behind a minute ago. It's like spot on now.
Somerville with the clearance. The rain has desisted. It's barely spitting now as Somerville launches the ball forward. It's held up in the wind over halfway line. Very strong into Slough's faces. Ed Smith backing in though, but Hoyt manages to clear it forward, and now Fraser retreating back.
Yeah,
watches the ball go out, and quite happy to take a throw. There's a little bit of pushing and shoving goes on there on the far side with Drew Roberts, but nothing to worry about. And Hollis is going to take this throw. It all seems quite. Dare I say it, relaxed out there from Slough.
Yeah, I think the St Neots fans are kind of disheartened at the moment. They're not getting behind their team. The Slough fans are just quite happy watching Slough just defend this lead.
Harris plays it forward. Ed Smith arms up, noses offside, and Paul Bastock in the goal comes out quite a long way. Tries to play ball through, but plays it through to Knight. Knight miscontrols it, and Sears comes across and controls it well. Just gets clipped as the ball goes away, but Scott Harris has got the ball. Plays it through to Ed Smith. Ed Smith takes a touch.
Go on,
and then it's Ed Smith, and then two players
collide. Good tackle by Bastock.
Great tackle by Bastock.
He should be out on the pitch.
He should play defence. They might concede less. He played. That was a good play because he could have dived in there, but he did well. Stood on his feet, edge of his box, tackled Knight well. That you thought that Knight almost had a certain clear shot on target there. Slough need to capitalise on those chances.
Ed will be disappointed that he didn't dink the ball over Bastock because Sear goes sliding in on. I can see that is Matt Spring.
And I think that was a bit of retribution for the first one on Sear down here. So
the referee just let it go. It's offside, mate.
Yeah, and I think
that's why he's got his flag up, mate.
And I think the referee actually, dare I say, has had quite a reasonable game. I know he's made perhaps one or two odd decisions.
I think he's missed so much.
You think
really
he's missed
has.
so much?
Yeah.
But I think he's missed so much for both teams. He's let it, play, and he's let the game flow. Whereas
he's equally bad for both teams.
Yeah, exactly. And as ball's held up and flicked on by Ed Smith, and now Harris is after it, and he's put a challenge in, a strong tackle in Ward, who's hooked it all up in the air, headed back forward by Sear to Parsons. Parsons then out
Edwards.
to Ben Edwards. Ben Edwards back to Parsons, and all the way back to Hollis on the halfway line. Plays a ball deflected through, and it's found its way through to Ben Edwards, who's in the right wing position. Cuts inside onto his left foot. Cuts back onto his right foot. He's rolling back the years here. As he's played the ball through, Jake Parsons chips it up towards the far stick. Luke Knight comes in, uses his body, collides with Deeney, and the ball's with Bastock. Bastock quickly plays it out to Hilliard, and St Neots look to attack quickly.
Go on, Luke! Go on, Luke! Well done!
Put a foot in, and Parsons played the ball up the line. It's held up in the air.
Luke's injured, and a bit of a...
Ward plays a long ball forward. That'll be all the
way. Let it go,
as should have been let go by not quite a shout there. And Sears plays the ball through, and now Sears chasing it all the way across, pursued by Cracknell. Cracknell doing well there, and Cracknell does.
That's our ball, ref.
And I think that might be a corner kick. I think it did come off. The Slough leg last, but Cracknell showing a bit of energy and purpose here. Let's just keep an eye on the Slough bench. Both players who are warming up are back in there now.
But they're sitting down.
They don't seem to be stripping.
They're sitting down.
As
Spring goes over to take the corner on the far hand side.
And we have under 15 minutes to play here. Slough lead 3-0, but they are under pressure. They're defending.
There's some pushing and shoving. There's a fight going on inside there. It's Scott Harris and number 9 who's Dylan, isn't it?
Yeah.
Dylan,
it doesn't seem so happy, and they're all pushing and shoving around the small figure of Somerville.
Just let him do it, because as soon as he takes the corner, he's going to blow for a free kick.
So Somerville under a lot of pressure there.
Yeah,
Dylan and Hollis is there. There must be, I would say, 8 or 10 players.
I say there's about 12 people just standing on the 6-yard line.
Within the goal line. There's plenty of.
As soon as he takes it, he's got to blow up.
There's lots of movement in there. There's all sorts of pushing and shoving going on in there. It's driven in well. Somerville does awfully well. And now there's all sorts going on. He's done well in there. It's a corner on the far side. They're going to look to take it shortly. Hilliard does it quickly, takes it shortly. Luke Knight's awake to it, goes out to get the ball, tries to cut it back inside. Hilliard's going to deliver it and dink it in towards the far side. Somerville's coming awful brilliantly, and Somerville really earning his stripes there, and gets a nice pat on the head there
from Rummy.
from Rummy, just saying well played, and he's in no hurry to get this underway, but that was very well done because he was under an awful lot of pressure.
Yeah, I think Jake's, apart from a couple of mistakes that Jake's made, I think since he's come back in after Gogic, he seems to be a lot more. He seems to have played a lot better. He's picked up a couple of man of matches as well, and today he's been very good.
He's also been, I think, a little bit more vocal and direct with his players around him. There seemed to be a free kick there.
Well, look, referee, it's an arm. Come on.
Is that once again Dylan doing that, or was that the substitute Mackie?
I think it was Mackie, and he's just kind of. Oh, another one. So it's Chris Dillon off and Nathan Frater on.
Dillon off, Frater on.
Frater he was at Dunstable last year, wasn't he?
Definitely.
So St Neots take off one forward to bring on another forward. Somerville's just being told by the line to come back a few bits. As Frater comes on and gives the instructions to Roberts and Mackie, the other forwards.
Yeah, we've played. We've almost got just over. We've played almost 77, 78 minutes here as Slough trying to hold on for what would be again another.
Lovely ball, go on, Scotty, go on.
To Scott Harris, he's pulling back at Ward. All sorts of things. He was almost getting a free ride there as balls instantly played forward by Bastock, and it's now again Hilliard who's been everywhere for St Neots.
Touch to Frater.
Plays it behind to Frater's feet. Frater right hand edge of the box, out to Hilliard. Hilliard will look to deliver it in right footed edge of the box, and it looks to be 3 or 4 players.
Ben Edwards, good tackle.
Fraser,
one of you.
Player plays it out to Ed Smith on the halfway line. Slough quite happy to keep the ball out wide.
Ed's going to come inside.
Ed Smith driving inside. He's got no real support to him, and then just seemingly got hooked, but he got the ball and now played forward. Now St Neots on the attack.
Well done.
As well. Plays
just keep it, lads. Keep it. Well played,
right to Fraser. Slough showing a lot more composure than they have done of recent times, and they're keeping the ball. Scott Harris doing very well. Plays the ball through to Ed Smith. Nice 1-2. Midway inside the half. Plays it just behind Luke Knight. The ball's just dribbling out on this near side to us, and the man of the match probably for St Neots. Hilliard just plays the ball back. He's got the ball just inside his own half. Looks for a long diagonal ball. Fraser's underneath it, and Fraser does well. Heads it back inside, and now
Jake Parsons.
Jake Parsons turns on a sixpence, plays a long ball through to
I think that's down
just to make Bastop
channels,
run out of his
isn't it?
area and try and get it, but he's Bastop bowls it out of his area, and will look to set St Neots on their way. A long crossfield ball. Luke Knight underneath it, and it's bouncing all the way through to Hilliard. Hilliard heads the ball back, and Luke Knight just got a big shove in the back.
Push in the back there.
He got a massive push in the back there from Hayter, which was a bit blatant and a bit stupid in that. So you're putting pressure on it there, and the linesman and the referee gave it. The locals down that right end don't like it particularly, but it was the right decision.
It's 100% the right decision.
It just doesn't seem that. As we go into the final 10 minutes, we're in the final 10 minutes. Slough still lead by 3 goals. And on this half's performance, they've dug in well, haven't they?
Yeah, it's the best performance, most probably since the way to Margate, I would say.
As Somerville drives that ball forward, the wind carries it. It's going to smash into our faces as the ball comes out very close to us.
Don't throw it back. Take your time.
As the
take your time, mate. Take your time.
On taking.
Take your time.
And gives it back to Dave Deeney. Dave Deeney just inside his own half, looking to bowl the ball down the line. Plenty of movement. Throws it back to Ward. Ward all the way across to Hoyt. Almost on his centre circle inside his own half. Now advancing, ball at his feet, left-footed. Plays the ball out to Hutton who's playing like a left wing back. Cuts inside on his right foot. He doesn't have a lot of options.
Jake Parsons is closing him down as well.
We'll try and
Springs in the middle of March.
A little ball through to Spring, who's 40 yards from goal. Tries to chip a ball over, but well headed away by Rummy and concedes the corner. So
yeah, Mackie was behind him there. He did well to head that one. Unfortunately, he's given away a corner, but at least he headed it away from the danger zone. As Spring again runs over to take the corner on the far side by the scoreboard. The score showing St Neots Town 0, visitors 3, 81 minutes.
A few of the locals seem to be making their way back up to their own end as they seem to dink it in towards the far post. It's all the way
he's curled that one all the way across. No one's attacked it. It's out for a Slough, right?
There was a few players running in and attacking it, but they all got held off. It was just a bit overhit. It was a bit high, and Somerville over there to our right in his orange kit is not in a particular hurry. Yeah,
apparently he was getting a little bit of abuse at half time with EasyJet jokes and when's the next flight out of Luton.
Obviously they must be sensitive. There's humour out here in Bedfordshire. Was
it Bedford or Cambridge? Cambridge, aren't we?
I would have thought Bedfordshire. I don't know. It's closer to I don't know. As that ball's held up terribly in the wind, it's quite strong. As lots of bodies go in for it at the moment, and it's played back by Frater to Hilliard. Hilliard long ball forward in the direction of Roberts. Roberts edge of the box, but well defended there against and finally the Rebel fans start to make a little bit of noise away to our left hand side.
Yeah, Slough fans getting behind the team with these last few minutes to go.
And St Neots doing well to keep the ball, but they're not really penetrating very much, are they? As ball's out with Hutton on the far side, right foot whips it in towards the far post.
And well left
once again and seen safely out for a goal.
Yeah, well left. But Slough got to be careful because Hilliard's coming on that right hand side, and if he'd have had some conviction to attack that ball, he might have had a better chance. So the Slough fans singing Bake Cylinders Rebel Army.
Chesham are winning 2-1 at Biggleswade, I believe, is another result that's going on. Any others out there, please do let us know. As Somerville tries to smash a low one. He's got this one up over the halfway line. Ed Smith's underneath it and seemed to be climbed all over, but Ed Smith won the ball back, and he's got to be careful. He doesn't want to lose his temper. He's had a really strong, solid game. Harris now coming down to shut Deeney on the near side, but he's missed.
And Deeney passes to yet another Slough player.
To Sear, who he must have thought still played for St Neots. As Harris does well. Dances round too. He's shown a lot of composure and strength. He's really holding the ball up well.
Lovely play, Scott Harris.
Crossfield ball to Jake. Jake wins it well, but doesn't get quite enough on the header. But then Ben Edwards just can't win it. But it's down on the far side.
But Roberts is picking that ball up, and he's literally playing left back.
Yeah, he's 20 yards inside his own half. Long diagonal over to Hilliard. Hilliard heads the ball inside, but once again it's Sear, who seems to have been everywhere. Plays a nice simple ball out to Fraser, just inside his own half. Plays a ball deflected off St Neots player, and Slough are really competing well for these 50-50s.
Yeah, they are. It's a lot better than previous weeks, and it's a different formation. As Hilliard gets the ball, he tries to go
Heavy
with
touch, I think
Parsons.
that's going all the way. Hollis is going all the way.
Good tackle, Guy Hollis again.
Wins the ball. No complaints there from Hilliard. Simple ball out
And
to
this time
Scott
Slough
Harris's
play it
finger,
out.
holds it up against Deeney, looking to play a decent ball.
And lovely ball to Jake Parsons. Go on, Jake.
Just loses out there to Drew Roberts, who seems to be playing a bit more out on the left now, and then out past here. St Neots still probing and pushing Slough, even in the depths. Deeney now advancing to the right side. He's going to play a diagonal ball in towards the near post. Heavy touch by Frater. Hooked
Out to
here, but it's out now.
Roberts.
Right hand side. Somerville down to his right hand side. Easy save. And St Neots really haven't challenged in the second half. They haven't hit the par there.
No.
Apart from a few set pieces when they've stuck it in and around Jake, they haven't created a very clear chance.
Well, they had that one that was, he saved the first one and then the block, wasn't there, that somehow didn't go in, but Slough doing well, holding on. That scoreboard's been stuck on 83 minutes for the last 4 minutes at least.
For a little while. I would say we've got about 6 or 7 minutes plus a few minutes of injury time here. There's been a few substitutes. No, the trainer has been on for a ridiculously short amount of time in here, hasn't it? That's one of the good things so far. Substitute now, and it's going to be off comes Scott Harris, and on comes substitute Johnny Dyer, number 14. A good shift from a goal scorer, Scott Harris. In what I would say is the 86th minute, Scott Harris, good effort from him today.
Yeah, good goal today, and he's worked hard, and you just saw it a minute ago right in front of us, held the ball up well, kept it, and it's such a better performance than it has been in the previous weeks. All Slough got to do is
mainly because I'm back.
Well, no.
When I went away, what happened? We lost 2 games.
Because I think it's our home form.
Yeah. Long launch throw forward by St Neots. They're now midway inside the Slough half. They're trying to attack the ball, but it's cleared long by Fraser, left-footed, but it's out into the Slough dugout. John Underwood just doesn't rush to keep it. It's a long throw again. I think it's by that man Ward. Ward's going to probably fire this into the box. Slough and Somerville need to be aware. He's only 10 yards inside. He's put more air under it, and it's one on the edge of the box, but it's bouncing around in there. And there's appeals.
Still got it.
Hutton goes all the way through. It's slapped that. But
and how did he miss that? It was Ben Mackey that was.
Was it Ben Mackey?
All the time in the world to smack it in the back of the net.
Box, side foots it straight at Somerville.
It looked just literally like he passed it to him.
How on earth Slough have kept a clean sheet tonight? I'm not.
Don't say that. You always do that. We'll concede now.
I'm quite sure. As the long ball's driven forward, and
Johnny Dyer's chasing for it.
Johnny Dyer's got some action in him. He's gonna try and get booked in the first few minutes that he's on. The Ginger Strikers reunited. Long driven ball cross field, and
Ryan Parsons
gets up well, and now he immediately bounces back. And now Johnny Dyer's after Deeney, but the ball's out on the right hand side. Frater, plenty of time, plays it all the way back to Deeney. Deeney on the halfway line. St Neots running a little bit low on ideas.
Ben Edwards pushing up there as well. So I've got to be careful, don't put too many men up.
As the ball's now with Hutton on the far side, he crosses it out even wider.
That's Roberts on the far side.
Drew Roberts tries to cross it in.
It's a good cross,
and it's well
done, Ryan Parsons. Hilliard at the back post there would have had a free header on goal, but Ryan Parsons did fantastically well to defend that one.
We've got about 2 minutes of regular time left then, plus a few minutes of injury time.
Corner to St Neots. Matty Spring going over again to take this one.
Yeah, this will be an outswinger. So
they're not crowding around Jake this time, are they?
No, they're looking to do more movement, and Ward's gone up for it, but at the back post it's Hoyt, and Hoyt seemed to just get edged off it as the shot comes in, wild and high and not beautiful at all, and that's out the ground, and Slough will be ready
and someone down. I can't see who that is. Is it Sean Fraser?
Yeah, it might be Fraser.
No, Fraser's there. Someone else.
Hollis, is it? Or
Rummy?
I think it might be Hollis. I'm not sure.
I can see 3. I'm just trying to see who else there is.
No, I think
just
it's
getting a little bit of instructions from the manager as well. Whoever it is gets treated.
I'm pretty sure it's Hollis.
I'm pretty sure it's Hollis as well.
That's why I said Hollis.
Yeah, well, he was laying on his back.
No,
is that how you recognise him?
I do. Let's not talk about that. Shalom.
It's funny how Saturday and so was he, eh? Yeah.
It was a romantic weekend. It was a romantic weekend.
Glazing at each other over a pint of German lager and a Black Forest Gasso.
I loved the Wurst. The sausage.
Bit of Blue Nun.
Don't you start about the Blue Nun. Weymouth 2-1 at Bideford. They've turned that one around after being 1-0 down at half-time. Hollis hobbling across. We've got no centre-backs left.
We haven't got no players left, have we?
We're running out of players and centre-backs, particularly as Somerville goes across to try and take this goal kick as we are in the final minute of the 90.
Ben Edwards sitting in the centre of defence at the moment.
So we've got the two centre midfielders playing centre-backs as Somerville clears that ball long. Hollis doesn't look to be coming on just yet. He's making his way gradually down that far side. Slough just trying to keep the ball.
Jake do well.
And the free
Jake
kick there.
Parsons, brilliant play. He's controlled the ball there and he's won a free kick.
I think St Neots are doomed to their fate though. And the Slough fans, just give us a rendition.
Yeah, this is the Slough Town spelling bee. It's Guy Hollis has just come on. It's an ankle injury to his left foot. And Cracknell with a clearance, but straight to Jake Parsons. Cleared well. Ben Edwards does well to win it back.
Hooks it forward, and it's well picked up. Slough winning a lot of this 50-50 balls. They play the ball forward again, and it's with, I think it's Ed Smith on that far right hand side, or is it Johnny Dyer? Just having
That's JD.
Flick through, and Ed Smith can't quite get through that. It's all the way through to Bastock in the goal, who's going to have to quickly bowl it out, and he'll look to get play back underway very quickly. Once again, Hilliard's in plenty of space on the right hand side. Good
and he
shot.
plays it short to
Deeney. Midway inside his own half. St Neots really need to apply some pressure.
Is he going to find a Slough play with the ball?
And he's clipped the ball forward.
No.
It hits Mackey, and Mackey now interchanges it with Hayter, driving towards the ball. A cynical foul there from Knight.
Luke Knight.
And just kicked a ball away by Hollis slightly, and quickly Matt Spring wants to get on that ball. We are in the 91st minute as we speak. How much injury time do we think there's going to be, gents?
2 minutes.
2 minutes. I think there's going to be 4 at least.
Okay.
I don't think there's been too many injuries, but I
so
just
it's
couldn't
going to be
sense
Spring to take.
Spring drives it in towards the near post. It's gone all the
It's
way
gone all the way
beat everybody
past.
through, and it's a goal kick for Slough.
And the goalkeeper goes mad yet again.
What, the goalkeeper up there? Okay. Yeah. Bastock isn't very happy as ever. So
He's like an angry bald old man.
and later score, Banbury 0, Corby 4 is another score in this. Histon 2, Burnham 1. So Burnham have pulled a goal back there.
Neots fans make some noise.
And they're all starting to make their way out now. But it is good that they are making some noise as we go into.
Even the scoreboard's joining in. Look, it's saying "You Saints."
Do we know what the attendance was? I didn't see
No,
that
I
at
didn't
all.
hear it.
There's some of the St Neots fans, the Saints
Come
fans, just making their way out.
You Saints.
And so Slough just changing formation slightly. Then they'll probably put Doyle on up front. There's no reason not to. Let him have a little bit of a run out. And Dobson coming on in the 91st minute
Smithy.
for Ed Smith.
191. You're having a laugh, mate.
It looked like there was more than that. Didn't you think
191?
191 in that stand down there?
Blimey.
But we're just waiting for Somerville to get the game back underway. Somerville clears the ball.
You said I can't count. Blimey.
And that's and the Slough fans starting their singing again.
Yep. Now, why can't they do this at home games? That's what we need.
I know. And why can't they do it earlier in the game? It's when we're 3-0 up with 5 minutes to go. As Luke Knight doesn't take control, he slashes that. That's going to hit us. I reckon that's hitting us. As the ball bounces just down in front of us, as St Neots just trying to get some salvage, a consolation out of this
Take
game.
your time, Dave.
The final few minutes as Dave Deeney, still playing for Slough, stepped over there and it's he's pulled
Sears gone down. Sears gone down.
As Slough have used 2 of their substitution, and Sears has pulled a hamstring. It looks very much like it is, as they can't see. I don't think they can see.
No, he's back up. He's back up.
He can't move though. Look at him.
He's not going to be moving far, but he's only got about a minute left. Keep going, Sears.
As we have played 48 minutes, I nearly took that thing for a walk then. As we're in the final death throw, Slough still leading 3-0. We've had excellent hospitality here. I know we've been in a bit of a kind of a tunnel, I suppose, but it's a really nice setup, and I think this is one that Slough could be envious of in future years if they do get their own stadium. As Jake Somerville, again, very strong performance, just plays it down the line.
JD's going to get that now.
Johnny Dyer tries to win that ball. He's full of running. He's going to put some pressure on the keeper, Bastock, down in that far left-hand corner. Bastock slices the ball across the middle of midfield, and there's 2 Slough players for. It bounces over both of them, and then
Slough win a free kick through push on Sears.
Directly on the halfway line for a free kick to Sears, and it just hasn't gone St Neots' way. They just needed one of those chances to fall for them, you felt.
Well, no, I'm quite glad that it hasn't, to be honest. It's quite interesting chatting to some of the Slough fans. These are the kind of days that they remember when you come away to games such as away to rugby that we've had.
Yeah, and we seem to do well on midweek away games. Corby earlier in the season as well. Corby was a great performance and a good result.
Hereford.
Hereford.
I know we didn't win, but
it was again a very, very strong performance. So they really do well. And
Biggleswade,
Biggleswade, Merthyr. Sorry, not Merthyr. but there's been a few times. There's Slough now on the attack in these final few stages as we go through the final death throws. We will be at Frome, won't we, Ade? We're coming to Frome on Saturday, aren't you?
I'm coming to Frome, yeah.
And
that's the final whistle.
Final whistle. Rebels take away 3 points. 2 goals from Ed Smith. 1 goal from Scott Harris. There's a good combination there. And Slough have picked up a vital 3 points in the road.
Yeah, I think defensively as a unit, the 4 at the back and the goalkeeper have been fantastic. Guy Hollis has had an excellent game, but for me, I think Adrian Sear has been the player that's made a difference. He's captain.
Hollis as well. Hollis at the back. I mean, the amount of interceptions he made.
Yeah, but I think that Sear's a captain and he's taken that leadership role. And nothing against Clergy, but I think maybe Clergy's got that weight of being the captain on him, and he's not always that good. So put Clergy in the team instead of Ben Edwards.
Yeah.
And let Sear be the captain and let him do that leadership thing. He's done fantastically today.
There's just a little bit of pushing and shoving going on, I think, with Frater. I'm not sure what exactly is going on in there, but Hollis and Frater just having a little word there, as you can see going off the pitch, and Hollis and Frater just
Frater's just getting involved.
Frater's just getting involved with Hollis, and I mean, this isn't what you should be doing. And I think Hollis.
He wants to have a go, doesn't he? He wants to have a go.
Frater's definitely involved, and he definitely wants to get involved with Hollis. I'm not quite sure why. He doesn't like anything that Hollis is doing particularly, and he's having to be shepherded away by Luke Knight. I'm not sure what's got Frater's goat. He only was on the pitch for a short amount of time, but he's certainly been upset by something Hollis has done or said. But
yeah, as the players go over and give the Slough fans behind that goal the adulation for tonight's game.
And unfortunately, we didn't get to see Minty or Trent Phillips in his pink kit, did we?
I believe there is a picture somewhere, though.
We'll have to see what's going on. But plenty of celebration and joy. For once, Slough have turned around their slump of 3 games without a win, and they've come away difficult place and high-flying.
Yeah, and not only was it good 3 points, but it was a very, very good performance tonight from the Rebels.
Yeah,
let's just hope they can carry that on to Saturday.
Yeah, and difficult conditions down in Frome, but I'm sure we'll enjoy you all. We'll enjoy having you all along to that on Saturday. Welcome along to any of you St Neots fans that listened. Hope you enjoyed the show, and we will say goodbye and good night for now, because we've got to get home. Ade's got to get on the bus.
I've got to get on the bus.
And we'll catch up with you all soon. Thank you.
Cheers.